an Atlassian community, Bangalore. To all of you out there, the global sponsor for the event is Atlassian. The co-sponsor is Mini Range. With that, to the audience, are we ready to start the event? Do I hear a louder yes? With that, let's do the countdown together. Louder with me. 5, 4, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and start. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you out there, an Atlassian community, Bangalore. Make some noise, you guys. All right, to all of you out there, a very warm welcome. I want all of you to stand up. Come on, it's nice and early in the morning. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Keep your hands empty, keep your hands empty. Put your mobile phones down, everything down. Keep your hands empty. All right, let's do this. Let's bring all of you into the mood. I'm sure all of you had a nice drive early in the morning. Yes, no, maybe? Say yes? No? All right, brilliant. Now let me divide you guys into team right and team left. Team right, show me your hands up in the air. Both your hands, both your hands, both your hands up, up, up in the air. And on the count of 1, clap the loudest you guys can. Let's see who's going to win. Wait, on the count of 1. Okay, the instructions on the count of 1. Wait, put your hands up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. A little louder, louder, louder. Right, the energy is coming in. Team left, let's be louder than team right. Okay, there's a saying in Hindi, chota packet bada dhamaka. You could be that because you're less in number. Put your hands up in the air. On the count of 1, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, I see the energy coming in. Now, since you guys won this, oh, I see, I have some nice set of backbenchers there. Okay, now, since you guys won this, I want all of you to scream the loudest. Remove all your Bangalore traffic frustration, waking up early in the morning and making it here. On the count of 1, scream the loudest. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! There are a lot of frustrated people here. All right, this side. Come on, let's go. On the count of 1, scream louder than them and win this point. 3, 2, 1, go! There are a lot of happy people here. Last task. How many of you here know to whistle? 1, 2, not that side, this side. Okay, give it a try. On the count of 1. 3, 2, 1. We're not even counting that as a whistle. All right, this side, how many of you know to whistle? On the count of 1, 3, 2, 1, go. You were asked to whistle, not shout. Doing the last bit to decide the winner. Both the teams, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Clap, shout, and scream together. Let's see who's the winner. On the count of 1, wait. Guys, wait. On the count of 1, put your hands up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Team right, louder. Team left, come on. Thank you. Now you guys are energized. Wait, don't sit. I have gifts for you guys. I've got gifts for you guys. So I want 2 ladies on my right, 2 gentlemen on my left. Quickly. Make your way, make your way, make your way. Okay, 1. Come on now, come. Okay. I need 1 more gentleman on the stage. Come on. All right, so we have... Okay, come up on the stage. Both of you come up on the stage. All right. Brilliant. Here. I want all of you to grab yourself a partner like this. Come on. Come on. Nice and early. Even if you don't know people, just say hi and grab yourself a partner. Quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. Front row. Come on, all 4 of you together. Okay, I will give you a partner. Wait. I need a lady to occupy. You're not supposed to fold your hands and stand. You guys are not in Cubbon Park. Come on. Grab yourself a partner real quick. Real quick. Ma'am, you could come this side. You could come this side and there's a lady here. Or the lady at the back. Yeah, quickly go. People at the back, I can see you. Stop laughing and grab yourself a partner. Give a nice kick in the front. See if the chairs are falling. Come on, give a nice kick. All right, it's not falling. Now, I want all of you to grab your partner like this. All right? Not like this or like this. Like this. Come on. Quickly. All of you together. Together. How many of you know this song called Natu Natu? Yeah. The best dancer gets a goodie from me. Even if you don't know to dance, copy my step, all right? Bring your right leg to 90 degrees. 90 degrees, not like this, right? And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you just do this, move your head. All right? Ready? Together, hold your partner tight, put your legs down. I will tell you when to raise. Don't use chair as a support. Music. Let's go. And now. Come on, let me see you guys dance. Come on, let's go. People on the back. Together. What are you guys doing? All right, come on, together. One last. Thank you. Give yourself a huge round of applause. That is the kickstart of Atlassian Community Bengaluru. I want all of you to settle down now. And I have one winner, and that winner is you, sir. What brilliant dancer you are. You. Settle down. All of you settle down. With that, ladies and gentlemen, unlocking the power of Atlassian tools. My name is Samaira Khan. I'm going to be your host for today. So with that same energy, let's start off. Are we all ready? I just made you guys dance and scream. Where is that yes? Are we all ready? Say yes. With that, everybody standing at the back, I want all of you to settle down for me to start off. Podium, please. To all of you out there, wholeheartedly welcoming all of you to an exciting day where we focus on maximizing productivity with Atlassian tools, discover the insights, new features, and the best practices. For the very first session on stage, overview on Atlassian Community, we have Tamanna. Give her a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A little louder, come on, cheer for her. She's the community manager for APAC, ME, and Africa.
I want to know how many of you are coming to this event for the first time? Oh, see? Okay, great. So first time in Atlassian community event, right? Great. Thank you for coming on a Saturday morning. I'm just waiting to get this started. But before, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Tamanna. I'm based out of Bangalore. And I am managing the community for Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa. My role is to support all the champions who are part of the community to, onboard them, find new champions, and keep them engaged in the program. So that's about me. I've been part of Atlassian for last 5 years. So I hope you make the most out of your Saturday morning today. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions related to Atlassian community, this event. You have any feedback, you can reach out to me, Girish, and there's Sandeshi also. So you can reach out to all of us and we'll be happy to take your feedback. Let's get started with an overview of Atlassian community, why you are here, what these events are. So I'll take you through that. And before I do that, I want to congratulate all of you to be here. We have 3,984 community members in Bangalore. So give a round of cheer for all of you. And with every event, we are adding new members. As you see, there are so many of you who are coming here for the first time. So thank you for taking out time. Please continue giving us feedback. After this event, you are going to get an email. So fill out your feedback. Let us know how you felt about the event, how we can make these better. We have completed 95 events in Bangalore chapter. And we started, I think, around 2016. And regularly, Girish, Vishnu, and Sandeshi are doing these events. I'm the one who's just supporting them, but they are the ones who are leading these initiatives, hosting events, getting the speakers, and making these events as informative as possible for all of you. Now, this is something which we want to improve. So people RSVP, and because it's Saturday morning, there are genuine cases with people who can't make it, but there are some people who are just too lazy to come out of their beds on Saturday morning and attend these events. So I want to make that change. So if you are RSVPing to any event in the future, just make sure that you go and attend that, come on time. And if you can't make it, go back to the page and un-RSVP yourself so that we can have better event management. These are free events. We don't charge you, but when you don't come, you are blocking a seat for another person who could have been here. So just make sure if you're RSVPing, you come to the event, or if you're not able to for some reason, go back and un-RSVP from the event. If you don't find how to go about it, you can always reach out to us. We have an email ID which Girish can share later, and you can reach out to us and you can inform us. Now, as I mentioned, I am just here because I am community manager, but the real heroes of these events are Vishnu, Sandeshi, and Girish. So I want a good round of applause for everyone. Girish, where are you? I know everyone can see Girish. He's the one who's doing all these like background, making sure the AV is working, making sure everyone is getting a seat in this room, making sure food and beverage are there provided on time. Sandesh is there. You might have seen him on the registration, taking care of all the people who are coming in, making sure there are no hassles. And Vishnu couldn't be here today. He had some prior engagement, so he couldn't make it. But you'll see these three people, marching towards these events, making these events a success. So reach out to us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to take your feedback about these events and future events as well. Now, what are Atlassian community events? I'll give you a snapshot of how big our Atlassian community events are. So these are for the users and by the users. What it means that we are not here to market our products around Atlassian. We are here to bring some knowledge heavy sessions where you can learn from how to use our products better. And as we say, this is a community-based event. These are by the users, which mean Sandeshi is here working at a different company, but he's a passionate Atlassian person. So he wants to, make sure that whoever is there in Bangalore comes and attend these events and gain something out of it. So you are here because you are here for learning. So that is our intent through these events. We don't market these events. This is all organically, like you might have seen it on LinkedIn and you might have come, or your colleague might have told you. So that's how you end up coming to these events. And our own main goal of these events is that you take something home, make better use of our products, and you can share your feedback, share your issues so that we can make our products better. And this is the overall numbers of community events we are doing globally. As you see, last year we did 1,158 events, and these are global events. So any city near you, like even in India, we have 30 plus chapters. So you're going to any chapter, so any city, you'll find an Atlassian community event happening there. And we got around 99K registration, 42K attendees to these events, and average event size anywhere in the world is around 32 people coming to these events. And now, how we are programming all this as part of the Champions program. So Atlassian community is part of the Champions program, and under this, we have different contribution types. So if you are someone who's very passionate about, driving change for the better, you want to help your co-worker, you want to help your colleagues, and you have something to give to the community back, then this is a place where you can apply. And now I'll show you how you can become part of the Atlassian community. So these are different contribution types that you see here. One is Atlassian community events. When I say community events, it means that you are the one who are going to host, manage the event end to end, and run these type of conferences in your cities. Then the second bit comes as community speaker. If you're someone who wants to share your knowledge, come and speak at these events, then you can also be part of the Champion program. How you can do that is by speaking at 4 or more events in a year at any of the Atlassian community events that are happening across the globe. You can be a virtual speaker, in-person speaker, it doesn't matter. You can just go and speak at these events, and by that you will qualify to become an Atlassian champion. If you are someone who's doing Atlassian certification, the certification development, the Cert SME program is for you. This program, the people who are part of the program, they help us build our certification in a better way. So they give feedback on certification, how to improve the questions, how to remove any ambiguities in the questions. So they help us build our certification. Then you see community forums. Those are where where people are coming to ask questions on Atlassian products. So if you are someone who is keen on answering questions of other users, you are someone who likes to write articles, you are someone who wants to start discussion around Atlassian tools, that is where you can go and join. A consistent activity or engagement of 3+ months can qualify you to become a community forums champion. And the last and the most interesting, I think these days content creation is all the hype. So if you are someone who's curating original thought leadership content on your social media, then this program could be for you. You need to have, over the last 3 months, at least 6 excellent posts that you can share and that can show you these are your original pieces of content, and you can become part of the champion program. If you have questions to any of these contribution types, you can, reach out to me later. So as you become a champion, you also become part of our family of champions, and we have a lot of perks and benefits for you. You have welcome boxes, product insider sessions, free certifications. You get team ticket to attend that team event. You have yearly perks. Every year you get something, and there are many other perks which are not listed here. And the program criteria is very simple. So you have to stay active, you have to continue contributing to whatever contribution type you have chosen, and every quarter you put in the effort, and that's how you stay active. And you need to adhere to our guidelines. So all the guidelines needs to be followed that are part of the program, and making sure that you are creating a very supportive and collaborative community around you. So if that is the intent, you can apply to become a champion. You can scan this QR code if you are someone who wants to apply to the champion program. You can scan this QR code. There is an application. You can fill that out. Make sure you're filling out only the contribution type that fits you right now and not all, right? That's it. Do you want to scan? I can just give you a few more seconds. You can scan. Yep. Okay. Great. So with that, I would like to thank you all for coming to this event. I am hoping that you'll get a good learning today and you'll enjoy the sessions. Girish, Vishnu, and Sandeshi have prepared a great agenda for the whole day, and I hope you enjoy. If you have feedback, as I said, please don't hesitate to come to us. Thank you.
Give Tamanna a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, while we move forward to the next one, I quickly have an announcement to make. If you have chairs next to you which are empty and you've kept bags, requesting all of you to please put it down because we have about 70 more joining us in. So keep the chairs empty so that others can also come be a part of it. And now, after an overview, let me go ahead and introduce to all of you to go ahead and talk about project optimization. We have Harshit and Prashant. Give both of them a huge round of applause, everybody. The louder the clap, the engaging the session is going to be. Come on, put your hands together.
Mike. Yeah. Thanks, Samaira, for an electric start to the session, and thank you, Tamanna, for a detailed intro about Atlassian community. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I am Prashant. This is my colleague Harshit. Today, we are going to talk about project optimization in Jira, where you can optimize your Jira instance for better usability and performance. It's always a pleasure talking to Atlassian community. This is our second talk in Bangalore chapter, and we've done talks in other chapters as well. It's a golden opportunity for us to talk to our customers directly and get valuable feedback that we can incorporate in our actual roadmap. A brief introduction about myself. I'm Prashant. I'm part of Atlassian for the last 3 years now. Both of us are part of the Jira data management team, where we solve data shape problems for our customers so that they can always have optimized experience in Jira. Harshit, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Harshit, and I'm working at Atlassian as a software engineer. I joined here as a grad around 3 years back, and it has been a great journey since then. First of all, I would like to thank Tamanna, Girish, our champions, and the entire Bangalore community, including you all, who came here on a Saturday morning. I know how hard it is to wake up early on a weekend, but you guys made it and joined us here, and it means a lot. Thank you, everyone, and a huge round of applause for our Bangalore community. Thank you. Now, Prashant will take you further with the presentation.
Okay, let's get into the presentation. This is the high-level agenda of the session. We'll talk about the challenges our customers are facing related to optimization, the optimization capabilities that we are building in Jira. Then we will have a detailed demo of the capabilities that we are building, and also the impact that it will create to our customers. And we'll also give you some insights about the future launches that are coming in. So we regularly talk to our admins. Before I go ahead, how many of you are Jira admins? Can I get a show of hands? Yeah, at least 30 to 40% of the audience are Jira admins or have experience in Jira administration. So this session will be very relevant for you. As we talk to Jira admins, what is something that comes up a lot is they don't want to do manual tasks repetitively every day. Jira admins do a plethora of tasks, starting from setting up a Jira instance, adding users, giving them permissions, then managing and maintaining the instance. So we would want to liberate as much time as possible for our admins for more impactful work. This presentation will highlight how we will reduce manual tasks for you so that you can do more impactful work for your users. At the high level, these are the challenges our admins are facing today regarding entity usage monitoring or performance. Entity is just a general term for all key components of Jira, such as fields, issue types, projects, permissions, and so on. Today in Jira, you don't
Do you have a point?
visibility of entity usage. You don't know how many fields are getting used, how many issue types are getting used. If you have to find it out, it's again a very manual task, takes a lot of time, and also not very efficient. Performance as data accumulate in Jira. Over the years, Jira Cloud is more than 10, 12 years now. A lot of unused or not necessary data piles up in Jira. It is not easy to identify and remove them in Jira today. It is also not possible to remove unused entities because it is harder to identify. As you know, every Jira configuration starts with schemes. There are multiple schemes. There are issue schemes, there are field schemes, there are scheme schemes. But the project and scheme mapping are today not optimized. And most projects rely on default schemes for mapping their projects, leading to unnecessary burden on just default schemes. We've been talking to our customers, and we sent out a survey recently, and more than 76% of our Jira Cloud customers want to optimize data on Jira Cloud today. Optimization capabilities that we are building. So we have three capabilities for Jira. One is monitoring, where we will have detailed monitoring and visibility of entity usage in Jira, where you will know how many fields are getting used, how many projects are actually being used, how many users are active, and so on. And we are also building remediation capabilities, where if you have any entities that are unused or optimally used, you can modify them or remove them for better performance. We are also building best practices, which are a guided admin configuration experience, where we will guide you so that admin configurations will always be optimal. But this is for the future, but just wanted to give some highlights about this. These are the principles of optimization. The core principle of this is to liberate more time for you, the Jira admins. We want to reduce the repetitive manual task workload for Jira admins as much as possible and provide a two-way door optimization. So that if you do any optimization, you will always have confidence you can revert it back to the original state if needed. No change to end user experience. Your day-to-day end users will not be impacted by any break changes or experience change. They will obviously have better performance. The optimization capabilities that we are building are available for our customers as a public API. If you need any customization or flexibility, you can build it on your own as well. So these are the entities that we are currently building optimization for: projects, issues, custom fields, permissions, and work types. We are also planning to build more optimization for more entities soon. We will talk about that later in the session. Now I will hand it over to Harshit for a detailed demo of the optimization capabilities in Jira. Over to you, Harshit.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks, Prashant, for taking us through the optimization tools. So these optimization tools, they are used in improving the performance of Jira. But they do that in a particular structure. They have a flow which they follow, in which we are able to provide you with these optimizations. So in the flow, what we first do is we talk about the entity usage monitoring, where we tell you about how much of your entity is being used. For example, if a particular entity is having number of fields, then we'll tell you about how many total fields are there in that particular scheme or that entity. Then we talk about how many unused entities are there. And then we also talk about what is the potential reduction or the optimization percentage. Now you might be thinking that for a particular entity, how do we decide that if that entity is unused or not? So talking about that, if you want to mark a particular entity as unused, for that we have different parameters for different entities. For example, if we talk about fields, custom fields, in that we usually what we do is, if a particular custom field is not being used from the past 2 years and it does not have any value in the associated screens, then we mark that particular field as unused. But the point to note here is that these definitions, they are currently being worked upon. And as we grow further, these definitions can change. So if you are currently taking a look at the entity usage monitoring and you see that these particular entity are unused, there can be a case that if you in future, if you come again, these definitions have changed and the entity usage monitoring will reflect the changes as well. Now what we'll do is, we'll try to take a look at in Jira, in your tenant, where do this entity usage monitoring reside. So let us try to take a look at that. So firstly, this is our Jira homepage. This is the tenant homepage. Herein, if you try to click at the settings icon and then go to the work items, you will be able to see the different schemes. Let us try to go on the field configuration schemes. If we go in this field configuration schemes, you can see that we have added a new column called count of fields, which is telling that how many fields are associated with this particular scheme. If we want to know more about this field, we can just directly click on this field, on this configuration. And if we go into the scheme and then we go to the optimize scheme screen, if you go to the optimize scheme screen, this is the landing page of streamlining tools. This is the home page of streamlining tools, the tools that we was talking about, that Prashant was talking about. In this, you can see that we have all the data that you need. Firstly, we have the total entities, that is around 6,000. Then we have the unused entities, that is around 1,200. And then we also have a potential reduction, which is around 21%. Now, this data is based on a scan that was done on Tuesday, 27th May. If you feel that the scan is outdated or it has been done quite a few days back, then you can try to optimize that or try to do a newer scan by clicking on the update button. So with the help of this, we are providing you with the entity usage monitoring. Now, on the basis of this entity usage monitoring, you might be able to do the optimization. And for those optimizations, we are providing you with 3 remediation actions. The first of them being disassociation. Now, what is this disassociation? So consider it as removing an association of a particular entity or a particular field from their particular scheme. For example, just like we saw here, that a scheme was having total 1,200 unused entities. Now, if we want to remove those unused entities from that particular scheme, we can use this remediation action. Please note here that here we are not removing the entity. The removing of entities does not mean that we are deleting the entities. It only means that we are trying to remove the association of those entities with the associated scheme. Let us try to take a look at this remediation action in working. So herein we click on this first action, review actions, and then we click on to the remove fields. Once we click on that, all the 1200 unused fields, their association will be removed from the scheme. Now if we finally go to the scheme again, optimize scheme screen page again, we can see that the total unused fields are now 0. And the total fields in this particular scheme are also reduced by 2000, right? So this is the remediation action that I was talking about. This is the first one. There are 2 other remediation action as well, and those are called scheme splitting. Now here what we do is, we try to divide a scheme on the basis of some criteria. Now this divide of scheme is based on 2 levels. The first one is project level, and the second one is scheme level. Let us try to understand what is scheme splitting at project level. Now once we try to divide or split the scheme on project level, we choose a particular project, and all the entities that are used in that particular project, we make those entities and we form a new scheme out of it. So basically, a single project will be associated to a single scheme, and all the entities that are used in that particular project will be available in that scheme. So basically, all the unnecessary entities, all the unnecessary fields, all the unnecessary issue types, they will not be present in this new scheme. Only the used ones, only the required ones will be present in the new scheme. Let us try to take a look of this in action. So herein what we do is, we select a particular project for which we want to create a new scheme. We do the review actions. Now in this, what you can see is that there are 10 work types associated with the current scheme. But in project, you only need 5. So there is a potential 50% of reduction. And once we try to create this new scheme, we will be able to create a new scheme that is associated with this particular project only. So herein, if you can see that we have created this new scheme, which is annotated, suffixed with a 1, and this scheme is associated with one project only. So this is scheme splitting at project level. Okay. Cool. Now there is one more remediation action, and that is called scheme splitting at scheme level. Now herein what we try to do is, we try to divide the scheme for all the projects on some criteria. Now this criteria is, we try to group the projects on the basis of similar entities. The projects having similar entities, they will be associated or marked into one single group, and for each group, we will be creating new schemes. So let us try to take a look at that. So herein, as you can see, that 4 projects are associated with this scheme. Once we go to the optimized scheme screen, herein you can see the final redefined work type schemes. This is the scheme splitting at scheme level. Now, if we try to take a look at the modal, you can see that 4 projects are optimized and 4 new schemes are created. This means that the 4 different groups were created, and in each group there was one single project. Now, try to remember that if you have enough projects, if you have more than let's say 100 or 10,000 projects, then in that case there can be a scenario where in one single group you can have multiple projects. In that case, the schemes created will be less than the projects. So that will be optimization as well. And in this case, we are trying to create 4 new schemes. Once we click on to the create 4 new schemes, we can see that for each scheme, we have a project associated. The schemes are annotated as per the sequence 12, 13, 14, and the projects associated are shown at the side as well. So this was about the splitting at the scheme level. This was a third remediation action. Cool. So these are the remediation action or the optimization techniques that we provide at scheme level and project level. But what if we want to optimize Jira at a site level? There is a tool for that as well, and that is called Site Optimizer. This tool is already released for premium for enterprise customers last year. And if you want to take a look at that, let us know where does this tool reside inside Jira. So if you go into the settings and click on the system, you will be able to see the Site Optimizer. And in this, if you go to the overview, just a second. Yeah, in this, if you go to the overview, you can see all the different entities that we can optimize at site level. For example, here we can see custom fields, issues, project role associations, and projects, right? Now, If you want to check the report of single entities, you can click on all reports and you will get the specified report for that particular entity as well. Now, for this case, let us try to take a look at custom fields. In custom fields, you can see that there are 88 custom fields on your site, and there is a potential reduction of some custom fields which are not even used in any of the projects. So, clean up custom fields is a section for that. And if you want to remove those custom fields, what you can do is you can just directly click on the toggle button, and you will be able to move them to the trash. If you move them to trash, they will be removed from your site, and those will help you in optimization of your Jira at site level. You can do the similar thing for all the other entities as well. Issues, project role permissions, projects, etc. Cool. So that was about Site Optimizer. And these were all the remediation actions, all the performance optimizations that we provide inside Jira. I hope with the help of these demos, you were able to know how these optimization works and where do they reside inside Jira. So that's all from my side. I'll now hand it over to Prashant to take this further.
Okay. We still have slightly more. Thanks, Harshit, for the detailed demo. Now let's understand how this will impact you day to day while using Jira, right? So we did an early access program with a global automobile manufacturer recently, and they were able to reduce 80% of fields using our optimization capabilities, leading to better core experience in Jira. So overall, we see close to 70 to 90% reduction of entities for all customers, and memory consumption would be reduced by 81%. And since the principle was to reduce repetitive tasks and provide more time for impactful work, this action from our conservative estimates will be at least 20 times faster than manually optimizing stuff. Broadly, these are the customer impact from optimization. Performance, better performance by optimizing unused entities. Data shape management. For the first time ever in Jira, you now can see your usage of entities and optimize them based on your needs. Data hygiene, you will always be sure that you will always have the needed fields and data in Jira. And you can, without hesitation, increase number of users in Jira, and performance will always be optimal. Some of the things that are coming soon for our customers are the demo that Harshit recently showed will be launched to our customers next month. So please look out for our communications on community or public roadmap. Site Optimizer, which is currently available to enterprise customers, will be available to premium customers soon. And we are also building a lot more optimization capabilities in Jira. Please watch out for our public roadmap and community posts to know what's coming your way. Thank you for keenly listening to us. If you have any questions, please do ask. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well. Thank you.
Give Prashant and Harshit a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, put your hands together for both of them. Thank you so much. And now, while we have both the speakers, I'm sure all of you are having a great time. And now, thank you so much. Requesting both of you to settle down. Now, both of you, to all of you in the audience, you want some Energizer? You want some coffee, tea? No? Then we'll go on with the next session? Okay, good. I have a deal for all of you. I want all of you to quickly step out, grab your tea, coffee, and come back in about 10 minutes. Yeah, grab and come back. Don't forget to go ahead. Okay, wait. You guys don't want a Q&A session? You don't have any questions for both of them? Yes. Or they will bombard your DMs on LinkedIn. All right. Do we have questions? Looks like people have started already moving out. We will bring the mic to you, and then you could take it forward. I want all of you to quickly go grab your tea and coffee and come back. And those who have questions could stay back.
Hey, that is in the plans, but we don't have it roadmapped yet. But we've listened from a lot of our customers that usage of users is opaque and they want reporting. But there is some reporting on Admin Hub, not specifically in Jira. I'm not sure if you've come across that. Admin Hub provides you how many users are active and when were they last active.
Yeah, that we need to do it manually, right? Like
Yes.
you need to pull that export and you need to do and all.
Yes.
Like how we have for these work items and all, is there any kind of that one in future plan
Right.
that will help us?
Currently, Jira doesn't provide any user-specific insights. All of them are in admin app, but we can figure it out. We can think of a hybrid way where we can uh, produce the data in Jira as well. So we'll think about it. Thanks for the insight.
Hi, Prashant. On the same lines, like we generally create a lot of custom fields, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any plan to optimize the custom fields? Because in general, as an admin, you create custom fields on a daily basis. But most of the time, those fields are not used, or probably they are they're kept idle for longer time, and there are a lot of fields which has been created. So, is there a way that we can optimize those fields as well? We can understand which are not in utilized from last, say, from last past month, 6 or 7 months.
Yes, the capabilities that we showed, both scheme level streamlining and site optimizer,
Okay.
will provide you with a list of fields that are unused, and will also tell you when were they last used. In case of site optimizer,
And is it available in all the license type, like standard, premium, or is there any specific license type that we have for that?
site optimizer is only available for enterprise license today,
Okay,
but it will be available for premium license soon.
premium. That's right. Thank you.
Hey Prashant, this is Chalam here. I have a add-on question for that custom field we're talking about. So while you're just going through the slide, you just shown me that it is how the custom fields and what is the usage of that. Can we get the usage report of that one? Because if any of the admin has used that, the day one, what is the usage of that? That will help us to optimize the things for us. So do you have that features available there, or we need to depend upon the plugin?
Right. Today we just show the unused fields, but if you want a detailed reporting of how many fields are being used and by whom, that is not present today. But we'll take the feedback and incorporate it in our further launches.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant, for that. But how will you know, like, how will we know that there is any news on this? Do we have any notifications as kind of thing?
Yes, we do launch our public roadmap and community posts where we will highlight our next year roadmap or next quarter roadmap. Please do watch out, and we will add those items there.
Thank you, Prashant.
I have one more question. Yeah, you have went into the field configuration and you did in the optimization, right? So once you did that, is it completely remove the fields from the site, or else it will just do the optimization? Like
So if you try to remove the fields from the site optimizer, then it will be removed from the site. But if you try to do it via the optimize scheme screen, that is the streamlining tools, there it will be removing the association, not the field. Basically, the field will be available, but not associated with that particular scheme.
how it will help us? Like it will improve the site experience and all?
Yes. So we try to analyze this with the help of JQLs. So the JQLs performance were improved if we try to remove the fields that were unused. Remove the associations of the fields that were unused.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thank you.
This is one of the use cases. There are other optimizations use cases as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Harshit and Prashant. So one thing, do we have any optimization capability for workflows or workflow schemas? Let's say in this Jira projects, people start creating multiple workflows with the same terminologies or different terminologies which mean the same. But do we have any kind of stats to get that report on that and then, let's say, optimize on that perspective? Or is there any roadmap on that activity?
Yes, workflows is in our roadmap. It's not available today. Workflow statuses, priorities, all of them are the next set of entities that we will tackle.
Okay, okay. So it will be like, there will be a lot of entities that will be on the pipeline, like dashboards, projects.
Yeah, the optimization experience will be similar, but it will be available for more entities.
Okay, so if you can give me a light on the workflow side, do you have any light on that workflow? How it will be planning for the optimization on the naming side, or in this status wise, how is it planning to do that?
Right, workflow has workflow schemes, right? So we will identify if there are any workflows in the workflow schemes that are not used for any issue types or any. So we can remove them using the same optimization.
Okay, it's basically those with unassociated items get the
Yes.
report and then. Okay. Thanks.
Thank
Hi,
you so
Prashant.
much. We will take the rest questions offline. Yeah, I think the four of them, in fact, have questions, so we will take it offline. Yeah, thank you so much, Harshit and Prashant. To all of you out there, I request you to quickly grab your tea and coffee and please bring yourself back. Please bring yourself back real quick so that we can move on to the next session. Right, a very warm welcome to all of you right back. I'm sure all of you are energized on coffee and chai. Yes, no? Where is that yes? I thought caffeine gets everybody into the energetic mood, yeah? All right. Nevertheless, let's quickly move forward and dive into our next topic for this session. I want all of you to please give Aditya a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. He will be talking about JSM 101, unlocking the power for the modern teams. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Wow, a really huge crowd today. I'm really happy to see all of you here on a Saturday morning. I think just to begin with, we have a very, very good arrangement today. So can everyone please give a huge round of applause to all of our organizers, the champions, the Tamanna, the entire Atlassian community of Bangalore. Thank you so much for organizing this event. Well, my name is Aditya Mani. I am a product manager with Atlassian. Specifically, I work with this product called Jira Service Management. And in today's session, we're going to go into some very fundamental concepts of what service management in general is, how JSM can help you out, how you can get started. And I will also do, or maybe I'll take a risk of doing a live demo today. Generally, we don't do live demos during such events, but I'm going to take that risk and I hope that it works. So with that, maybe with a show of hands, can anyone here tell me if you've ever interacted with something called a help desk or a service desk in any capacity? I'll repeat my question. Has anyone here in any capacity interacted with any sort of help desk or service desk before? Okay, a few more hands have gone up. Fantastic. So today's session is going to be about the fundamentals of a help desk, how you set it up, and what values can you actually unlock for your teams. Now, I'm going to play a quick video right now. I hope the audio of the video will also work. That is the general perception of how people think the corp IT team usually responds to questions. So, assume you have a scenario where you go to your corp IT team saying that I need help with my laptop. This is what a lot of people think the corp IT does.
Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Hello, IT. Yeah, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Hello, IT?
Something's wrong with my computer.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
No.
And for the longest time, that is what even I thought the corp IT team did. By a show of hands, how many of you think this is what your corp IT team also usually does? Yes. Fantastic. I also used to think that, so there's absolutely no shame in admitting that. But ever since I joined Atlassian about 3 years ago and I started delving deeper into the world of ITSM, which is information technology service management, I have had a much bigger appreciation for what some of these service teams actually do. So now, on a very serious note, let us start looking at what service management actually is. So let's start with that example again. You have an employee who comes to the team saying, I need some help with my laptop. I don't know what has gone wrong, but now it is not powering on. So assume that you're in a very small organization. Probably a startup, maybe you have 20 people and you know exactly where your corp IT person sits. You go to him and say, hey, I have a problem. That guy knows exactly what laptop was given to you. He knows what problems you could have or maybe what games you download on the side on your laptop. So then he will have the exact solution for your problem and he'll be able to fix it for you very quickly. But as your company scales, as your organization grows, the number of people in your organization will increase, the complexities will increase, and the kind of requests that come to your IT team will also be very, very varied in nature. So in that scenario, if you're still going up to that corp IT person saying, please help me out, that person is going to get super confused to say, how do I help you out? Because I don't really have any idea of what's gone wrong with your computer. And also too many people are coming to my desk at the moment. So maybe I need to put up some sort of a grill around my bench. And this is a problem that a lot of companies in the world have faced and have been facing ever since the 1970s and the 1980s. And that is where there was an advent of something called a help portal or a service desk or a help desk that is basically a form given to end users or help seekers to say, any request you have, please put it on this form so that we can then come and pick it up. Obviously, that is only a part of the story, but that is where the story starts. Being able to put a form in front of your end users for them to enter the problem there. So now let's look at the scenario with a form in the center. Your 100 employees probably have a lot of different problems, 100 different problems. What they will do is that they will go to this form, create their request, enter all of their information. And what happens here is that all of these requests get created as tickets on the back end, regardless of whatever tool it is. Right? It gets created as tickets in the back end and you have a queue of all your tickets, and then your IT team or your service team will come in and slowly and steadily start catering to these requests one by one. And obviously now, ever since technology has developed since the 1970s and 80s, help seekers can now come and raise these requests not just from forms, but via email, MS Teams, Slack, and a bunch of other channels as well. So now let us just maybe zoom out a bit and think about the organization in general, right? We've been talking about a help seeker and we've been talking about an IT team. But if you actually think about it, every single department within your organization is also a service team, because this service team will be answering questions from other teams and this service team will be giving help to some of the other teams. Think about it in the case of, say, maybe marketing. Somebody wants to start a marketing campaign. Maybe I am a product team, I want to start a new product or launch a new product, so I need help from the marketing team to send out an email campaign. So I can go to their help center, raise a request for them, and ensure that my request has at least been logged so that they can come and help me out. Similarly, legal. So many organizations have to go to a legal team before they launch any new product, any new service, and things like that. So the legal queue is also always filled with requests and service tickets. And an example of that is, say, maybe um, some of these questions here. I need a budget approval for a travel expense. I would like to take some time off. What is the process there? I need to get this contract reviewed by the legal team. How can you help me out? Can we book a room for this event? Can somebody please help me out with that? Right? So now that you look at some of these questions, you realize that all of these questions are probably directed to different teams within your organization. And hence, all those teams are now service teams that are giving service to each of your individual requests. And that is where we have Atlassian Jira Service Management, our ITSM tool that can help you with a lot of such use cases. With Jira Service Management, what you can do is similar to the help portal that I showed you earlier. You can create your own help portal with any sort of questions there, any sort of workflows there, any sort of look and feel there, which is basically more customized and personalized to your organization. You can also use Slack to intake requests. Actually, I did have a couple of people outside today come and ask me whether Jira Service Management integrates with MS Teams. So yes, the answer to that is yes. We have Slack integrations, we have MS Teams integrations, but basically we have probably like 10 or 15 different ways through which your help seekers can come and ask questions. And obviously, this is probably just a marketing side of things, that when you look at Jira Service Management, it is actually quite easy to configure as compared to some of the other competitors in the market. It is really quick to set up, and I'll give you a demonstration of that right now. And because it is on that same Jira platform where your engineers are also creating your sprint tasks and your sprint logs, that is where it also helps connect the dev and the ops flows. Right, so just taking one step back here, Jira Service Management basically caters to three separate use cases: a service desk use case, something that we call assets, and IT operations. We just spoke about service desk a bit. I also want to maybe jump into assets for now to try and explain to you what that actually means. So assets, or as it is more generally called in the industry, CMDB, Configuration Management Database, is nothing but a huge digital inventory of everything in your office, from laptops, computers, keyboards, mouse, people, the org chart, their relationships, everything around that. So let me tell you how it basically might help you out. So assume you have an employee who comes to the help center and says, my laptop keeps crashing every time when I launch Zoom. So now obviously the help center person wants to help this employee, but they can't really help them till they know what the problem is. And to know what the exact problem is, they need to ask a few questions. Questions like, what model is your laptop? What OS are you currently running? Are there any recent changes or software installs that you've done? Do you have admin rights so that maybe we can do like a team viewer share and I can take control of your screen and do some activities on your laptop? What is your device ID, right? A lot of such questions keep getting asked. Now imagine if this happens in a really large organization with thousands of employees. How much time would this help agent be wasting in just asking these basic questions? And also, you probably don't want your employees to enter all of this information upfront whenever they come and ask these questions, right? So that is where assets can play a really big role. So let's look at the scenario again, but this time the help agent already has assets in JSM. What will happen is that the moment this employee raises a request, the help agent will instantly see what the employee ID of this agent is. And within their JSM portal, they'll be immediately be able to say, oh, I already know what your laptop make and model is, your OS version, and the answers to all the other questions that I could have asked you separately. So with this kind of setup, it just helps speed up the entire ticket resolution process. Here's just a screenshot of how the assets looks within JSM. It can be as simplistic as you want, or it can be as complex as you want. You can also come in and enter your information here manually, or you can import them via a CSV as well. And you can also go in and define some very complex relationships here. So this is basically an example of one of our customers who has defined relationships between their servers, their DNS host names, the data center, and everything else around their entire tech stack. So now let's just see how to get started with JSM, and this is the demo part of the entire session. So it is very, very simple to get started with JSM if any of you want to do that right away. If you go to Atlassian.com, navigate to Jira Service Management, and within the pricing page, you will see our offerings here. There are free trials that you can get started with. I would encourage that you go to the JSM Premium free trial and start a free trial there. You get a 14-day trial without any strings attached. And then we will head into the process of setting up JSM. The first thing you need to do within setting up JSM is to create a project. And there are several templates that you can use to create a project. In this particular case, I'm using this template called the General Service Management template. And the next screen is just for me to add some very basic information like what should be the name of my project, what team am I, and maybe a couple of other things. Now, once I do this, then I will be able to start setting up my service desk properly. So essentially, it is a 5-step process after you create your project to set up your service desk. The first one is to set up your request types. Second is to configure your customer portal. Third, review your workflows, assign user roles, and set up SLAs. I'm assuming that obviously you don't really understand everything by looking at text. So this is where I'll now maybe stop my presentation mode and jump to the demo. So I am now within a live JSM project. And this is essentially the same view that you will see the moment you come in and create a project. So the first thing, as I said, would be for me to go and set up my request types. Request types, does anybody understand what that term means? Okay, maybe just a couple, so I'll try to explain that. So as we've been saying till now, JSM is nothing but creating a form, putting it in front of your help seekers, and then having your employees come and look at the tickets that are created on the back end. So if I'm inside this project, where is the form? The answer to that is very simple. You have the left navigation here, just scroll down, you see channels. Within channels, we have a pre-created portal for you. So when you click on this, you will be able to see a portal like this. This is already loaded in my browser because I wanted to be a bit safe. But essentially what happens is that your portal comes pre-created along with these questions as well. Right? So imagine you are the help seeker, you're coming in to ask a question to your team, or maybe you have a request for your team. These are the categories in which they can come and raise their requests. This is by default. And I didn't need to set this up at all. So this category of question is what we call as a request type. Now let me maybe show you how to add another type of request type here, right? So I see that we probably don't have the HR set of questions here, so let me try to add that. I go back into my JSM project. I click on project settings. I click on request types. So I already see the request types that were shown in my portal there. I'll simply click on create request type, create from blank. You can create it from a template as well. Let me just maybe enter something here. HR questions. I don't like this icon. I'll probably choose a different icon. Maybe a balloon. And just with that, you will now see that my request type now starts showing up within my portal. I've just refreshed my screen and it starts showing up here. So it is that easy to get started with your portal and to start intaking requests as well. Obviously, there are a few other things where you can go in and now start customizing your portal as well. Maybe you don't like the look and feel of this I've just added a quick banner here. I have a logo here. Maybe you don't like this. You can go and add your own logos as well. You will also want to maybe go in and review your workflows. So what are workflows? Workflows is nothing but the movement and the life cycle of any ticket that comes into your system, right? So let me maybe give you a very quick example. Let's say HR questions. And because it is, actually I'll just go back here. Yes, I'll just say I have a question. And because it is the income tax filing season in India at the moment, I am going to say, where is my Form 16? I'll enter that here. So I went to a different browser and I entered it using this user John Doe. And I, as a help seeker, am now able to see that, okay, my request has been logged and here is the ticket number as well. So now let us switch to the agent view. When I come to the agent view, I just need to refresh my screen. Yes, my ticket's already been created. So now I look at this as a help seeker because I know that somebody needs help here. Yes, and I see that Mr. John Doe has raised a question saying, where is my Form 16? I can see when it was created, what the SLAs are around it, and a bunch of other things. So now what I would want to do is, firstly, I'll go and assign this ticket to myself because I know that I can help this gentleman out. So I've assigned it to myself. I don't know if it's rendering properly on the screen, but I think you can see the assignee field here. And then I'll be like, okay, let me change the status from to do to in progress. Now, once I do this, I can simply go and respond to the customer. Maybe in this scenario, I'll just say it's already been uploaded to the employee portal. Right, and once I do this, I'm also satisfied that there will be no further questions here. So I'll simply change the status to done. And I'll just add a resolution here as well, basically giving a justification for why I'm closing this ticket as well. And that is done. Now when I go back to the persona of the help seeker, I just refresh my screen and I see that somebody's responded to my ticket and they've also changed the status to done. So now I'm happy that at least I know what the answer to my question is. So this entire process that I just showed you, obviously this was a very simplistic process. This entire process that I showed you of creating a request, looking at the request, changing its status, responding to it, and then the help seeker being convinced that, okay, my request has been looked at. This is the workflow that I was talking about. There are ways for you to come and configure this workflow inside JSM. As you can see, this is again a very simplistic description of the workflow where after it starts, it goes to a to-do status. It can go into in progress and then it goes into done. I can also move it back to in progress from done in case John Doe reaches back to me saying, I can't find it on the employee portal. Then that would maybe start a series of another discussions. But the intent of showing you this little demo here was to tell you that literally in front of your eyes, I was able to sign into Jira Service Management, create a project, create my portal, and have people come and raise requests and respond to my requests all within, say, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And that really is the power that Jira Service Management brings to all of your organizations. I do want to show you one more demo. I had a couple more in mind, but I also want to be a bit mindful of time. Now, obviously, all of this is a very manual process. And as I was saying, right, the world of service desk and service management has been around for probably 40, 50 years. What is new in what I just showed you? I'd probably say that nothing is absolutely new there. These are very standard boilerplate practices that Jira Service Management does really well. But now we also have the advent of artificial intelligence. So now with AI, if you have to put yourself in the shoes of, say, somebody who is leading a service team. Assume you have 1,000 requests coming into you every day. For you, that is probably not a good thing because your teams are getting burnt out because everybody's probably responding to 50 to 100 tickets a day. So that is not really good. What you want to maybe do is you want to identify that, hey, here are some of the frequently asked questions. Can I use AI to respond to these questions and not really bother my humans so that my humans can just look at some of the more complex requests? And that is something I just want to show you over here. So I again come to the help center as a help seeker, and maybe I want to ask something like, what is your relocation policy? I want to move from Mumbai to Delhi, just as an example. So now what's happening is that on the back end, our Atlassian Intelligence, our rover systems are working to try and generate an answer for you. And where are they generating these answers from? They are looking through the documentation that we have uploaded within our knowledge bases and fetching information from there. So while I was just explaining that to you, we already have this answer. Let me just zoom out a bit to tell you what this actually generated. So it gives you a very comprehensive answer saying that what is the relocation policy, are you eligible or not, how can you find out whether you're eligible, and who you can basically reach out to if you have more questions. So that is definitely the power of AI that we brought into Jira Service Management, which we are calling as the virtual service agent. I'll just maybe want to conclude my session today with a couple of points. So we spoke about a lot of the manual ways of setting up your help desk and manual way of looking at tickets and responding to them. And we briefly touched upon how we can bring in AI to help you out as well, but there are a bunch of automation rules that you can write over here. So let me give you a very quick example. Assume you are part of the HR team and you are responsible for employee onboarding. Now, when a new employee joins, you have 10 things to do. You probably have a checklist. Assign a desk, assign an account, give an iCard, maybe give them the legal documents and a bunch of other things. Or maybe have them speak to their manager. So the best way for you to do this would be for you to create a small ticket for each of these tasks and track them manually. But if you have, say, 50 people joining in a day and you have 10 tickets for each of them, you are left with tracking the status and progress for 500 tickets. So obviously that is not something that you want to do. That is exactly a kind of use case that our automation templates can also help you out with. And I can't go into too much detail of the automation demo today because of lack of time, but it is basically a low-code, no-code builder that can very well help you through a drag and drop system to automate all of these processes in an end-to-end manner. And finally, I do want to say that I personally recommend this book. It's called The Service Desk Superhero. In case you want to learn more about setting up a help desk, more about setting up a service management practice inside your organization. And obviously, as some of you might know, I heard that some of you are also new to the Atlassian community. We have a bunch of different learning courses and learning paths on the Atlassian community, which you can use and leverage to get ramped up on these practices. So I'll finally stop here and maybe ask if anyone has any questions. I think we'll just wait for a mic.
Sound check. We will pass on the mic to you. We will only take about 2 questions for this session. Rest questions will be taken offline. The mic is being passed right there.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the session again. I'm Siad. So, regarding that portal that you showed, right? So, I just want to set up a portal for my production, manufacturing, development team. And probably the manufacturing or the production team doesn't have access to this Jira tool itself. So, in this portal, do the person or the requester needs to have the access to the product, something like that, or is it public? Anyone can raise a request.
Theoretically, anyone can raise a request. The people who are looking at the tickets will need licenses. But also from a compliance and security perspective, it's completely up to you how you want to get the access to the portal. So If you want, the entire world can access it. If you want, only your company can access it. It's completely up to you.
Okay, we have that customization so that we can
Yes.
limit the access, we can open up the access.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, maybe if I meet you outside, I can show you also how to do it. It's literally a 2-minute step.
All right, all right. Thanks.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So you have shown the portal, right? Help center. That's the main one. So where you can customize the images and all. So, but while you go to the request type, we don't have that kind of customization. So, do we have any kind of plans to customize the request types and all?
What do you mean by being able to customize request types? Could you please elaborate?
Yeah, I have like Atlassian is a one kind of a request type I will add. So I want to add the Atlassian logos and make it more blue. So I can't do that right now. It will be like same white color. Like request type, I am talking about the request
Yes,
type.
so you can add logos and icons there which are colorful in nature. What I showed you is probably a very short demo, so you only saw the black and white icons. But all of those things are customizable. In fact, you can add your own colors, your own themes to the entire help portal as well.
Request types also.
So not specific request types to the portal, and specifically for the request types, what you can do is add colors to the icons.
That icon I can add. What about the UI change? Like I want to make it more colorful and all. Like that was our requirement we are trying to achieve, which is available for help center, not for the request types and all.
It is possible via plugins, but it's not possible out of the box through Jira Service Management today. But what I can say is maybe if you meet me outside after this, I'd like to understand your requirement a bit more in detail. So I definitely know that there is some way to work around the problem that you're saying.
Yeah, thank you. I will reach out to you. And one last thing about, are you people are releasing any newsletters? Like if I see in the automation, there are so many triggers has been updated over there. Like we can reach out to directly to the Okta and you can add the Okta directly to user by using automation and all.
Yep.
So like, is there any newsletters are releasing how to use that and all?
I think the best way to be abreast with these developments is to look at the Atlassian community for Jira Service Management product. I do know that the teams who are working on automation are working on building new triggers for AWS, DynamoDB, in fact, SES, SNS, all these things. They keep regularly posting all the developments on the community.
Not from the newsletters, which will directly deliver to the, at least to the Jira admins or at least to the customers directly.
We don't really do newsletters. We usually have these in community posts. The reason is there are so many new features being launched every week or every month. We don't want to burden our users with a lot of emails.
Yeah, just consider if you like releasing the new feature, which I'll not get to know until I will go and check. So it's a kind of not useful in there, right? So
But there are
just
ways
consider
for
it.
you to say that I want to subscribe to this community post and then you get notifications about that. But yes, that's a good feedback. I'll take it back to the team to see if we can do maybe a better reach out and maybe proactive share out of our new features.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Give Aditya a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for that insightful session. And now moving forward, can I have the topic and the speaker, please? Up next, we have an Atlassian command line interface. On stage, we're going to have Mr. Venkateshwara Rao. Give him a huge round of applause, everybody. And here's a quick request to all of you while you're asking questions to kindly keep it short. We have our speakers all around, and you guys could take it forward. With that, over to the next speaker.
Aye. 进攻娱乐。
Hi, good morning, everyone. Myself, Venkateshwara Rao. I am working as a manager in India Technologies Private Limited. So I'm attending every event, but today I got opportunity to speak on topic in front of all of you. So first, I thank you, Atlassian committee members and leaders and Atlassian. So I am requesting you all give an applause for Atlassian committee members and leaders. So today, this is my second session in Atlassian events. So I have taught Trello in the previous event. Today I'm going to talk on session lightning talk. This is not much big, it's very interesting on topic. So you definitely can enjoy. Okay. Before going to start this Atlassian CLI, so anyone have tried Atlassian CLI before coming to this event? CLI. So definitely we get good questions after this event. So, okay. So basically, the topics are Atlassian CLI and what are the use of Atlassian CLI, and you can go for live demo. Okay, Atlassian CLI is nothing but it is a interaction tool between Jira for both admins and users by using a simple text-based scripts. So that can be worked through terminal. They no need of writing code and very complex code that is. So in order to very easy. So Atlassian introduced this Atlassian CLI last month. Okay. So main use case of Atlassian CLI is in order to search any issue type or any work item, or in order to search any transitions, or in order to update any fields. What basically we are doing? So we are going as a developer. What we can do? We can write a code, Python code or Node.js or so and so. So in order to avoid all these things, just we need to enter a simple text-based scripts. They no need of writing full code, like 10 to 20 lines code. Okay, in order to save that time, so Atlassian introduces that Atlassian CLI. It is nothing but command line interface. So in order to interface, what we can do basically, in order to interface to applications, what we can do? So we are going to authenticate, right? Then it will work, right? So these are useful commands. Then you can create it work items, or you want to edit any work items, or in order to comment on a ticket, or in order to make a transition bulk, or only particular ticket has to be moved to some other status. Like this, we can do it. Okay, it is very easy. Just you can go to developer.atlassian.com/cloud. Then there you can see one page like this. Okay, in place of search option is there, right? At top, get support. If you click on search and click on ACLI, then you can see installation can be done in Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, whatever it be. So whichever it is suitable for you, you can install this one. So if you click on install, because I'm using Windows, so this one. So if you see here, in order to install in Mac OS, what we can do? So in order to do integrations, what basically we can do? Like in order to do any installation part, basically what we're doing, in Google we are searching that and we are installing the software. So here they know of downloading software, just we need to give the command script, that's it. Okay. So this is the command prompt that we can clearly, we can get it in live demo. So don't want to waste our time, so we can go for demo. Click on CMD. Then you have to run as an administrator. Okay, this is the normal commands come. So what we can do, we are going to install ACLI, right? So ACLI, already I have installed. So again I will show you how to install this one. Okay. So if you click on ACLI Jira, what we can see, in order to search in authentication, in order to create any dashboards, in order to create any filters, in order to create any projects, or in order to create any work items, you can use this one. So before going to this topic, first we need to authenticate, right? ACLI. Jira Auth. Click on this enter, then you can see login, logout, status, everything. Okay, you can see here. So first we need to log in, right? In order to integrate with any application or Jira or any application, Atlassian tools. So you can see login, logout, status, everything, right? So first we're going to go for login. See, if you click on login, then you can see API token or web request. So if you want to log in through API token, basically what we need email address, API token, and cloud instance URL. So if you go for web, directly redirect to the cloud instance. So first I will show API token. Click on API token. Then it will ask Atlassian cloud instance URL. I'm not entering here, I will show you in web. After enter, it will go to the next step. If you click on enter, it will go to next step. See, it is failed because we are not given anything, right? So again, we can go for login. Then we are selecting web. Click on web, it will directly go to the Jira instance. You can see it here. It will show like this here. So whether it will like to you or not. Just you can click on accept. Then we can see successfully authenticated. Now after authenticated, how to check that one? So if you go to here, what will it show? It is showing still authenticating. Click on enter. It will get the name. You can see authenticate successful. So if you want to see overall, like what is the cloud instance URL, and how to see API token, what is mail ID, just you can go to ACLI auth status. Just you can see here. It will show the, you are able to see, right? You are able to see. It will show site URL and token and email address. And authentication you can see successful. We are authenticating through OAuth, right? Then you can go for, if you want to create any projects or any work items, okay, if you click on ACLI Jira, then it will show some commands. Like in order to create any projects, or in order to create any work items, in order to create any dashboards or filters. First, what we can do, we can create one project. Basically, what we are doing, in order to create any project, what we are doing, we are going to instance and we have to create, and we have to select Scrum project or Kanban project, whatever it be. Here, they know of going that site instance. Just we can log in here only. You can create a project here itself. So ACLI Jira project. So if you click on enter, what it will show? It show some errors. You can see here, ACLI Jira project, you want to create or you want to archive, but here archive can be seen only in premium versions, right? Archive, and in order we can delete our project also. Once it deleted by mistake, we can restore the project also. So, but we can't restore the work items because in Jira that it will be available only through some plugins, right? Or in pre-motion it will support. So you can create here project, we can create. Jira project, create. So if we click on create, it will show some error because we are not giving any, we are giving only, what we can call this one, we are giving not completely. Just we can give only ACLI Jira project, create, that's it. So it will show some errors, you can see. What is showing here, we have to keep some flags. You are able to see? You can see, right? Okay, thank you. So then it is showing the error, right? We need to at least one flag. You can see the flags here. -H means help. So if you go to create -help, then you can see some syntaxes. You can see. In order to create a project by using existing configurations, what we can do, Jira project create from project team. Team means we need to give the key name of the project, existing project. Okay? Just I am copy pasting here because I have limited time, that's it. So here I am using a project key as some software sample project. That key I have given in the previous is SD. And in order to create a new project, what we need, key should be there, right? Project key should be mandatory, right? So we have to keep the key name as some A9. Then project name is just taking sample one, okay? ACA 900. This is a certification name, okay? Click on enter. What did you show? We're able to see, right? At last, you were able to see this one, right? It is taking some time because it is authenticating, right? You can see here, site name is Jira Developer Atlassian.net. You can see here, project A9 is created. First, we can go to our instance and we can, here they know AC900 is not there, right? Just you can refresh. Then you can see here, AC900. You are able to see, right? AC900 is there. So the project is successfully created. Then we can go for project list. So basically what we're doing in order to search all projects, what we're doing, so we're going through cloud instance and we're searching all projects. So here we can see ACLI, Jira project list. See, it is showing error because something is missing, flags. What we can do here, we can text help. Then you can see it here, ACLA Jira project list, page net. Page net means it will show all the projects, right? So if you click on page net, it will show all the projects. If you want to see only recent projects, you can click on recent projects. So you want to show only limited versions, like 50, 30, like this, to show like this. It will show a JSON format. Okay, just we can click on this one. Then again, to go in for authentication. You can see here, I create sample projects at last. You can see ACA 120, the sample projects and everything, right? But here we are missing ACA Planet project, right? Just we need to refresh this one because before creating project, what I have done, I open the command prompt. Again, we need to reset the command prompt, then it will show. Then if you want to show some paginate, then here it will show everything, right? You can see what is the key name, what is the lead name, what is the project name. You can see, right? ACA 900, 120. If you see, you are able to see the projects, right? At last. This one we can get it from ACLA command. Okay, if you want to clone a ticket, basically what we are doing, so you want to open the project and you click on the ticket number and we need to click on clone. But here no need of clone. Just we can see ACLA Jira work item. Because we are cloning a work item, right? Work item. 1 second. Because it is a nothing. It is showing empty because we are not given correct syntax. Because it requires some flags. 2 minutes. Last one. You can see here flags because we are given only incomplete one. Because where you want to clone the ticket, which credit we want to clone. Here we need to give the key names. And in which project you want to clone the tickets. So I have taken as some HT projects. HD 1 and 2 because it is a key name from I have taken from projects. So I have given some 34, 35 tickets are there. Because we need to clone the tickets 35 and 35. What is the project we want to give? Here we need to give the project name. Not project name, not project key. So you can give as a SD. Click on enter to show whether you want to clone a clone ticket or not. Want to clone a ticket or not, we have to see. Click on yes. Then you can see it here. HD 34, 35 is cloned. The ticket number is 40 and 41. It was cloned. If you go to this SD, see it here, summary, it is showing test. Whatever summary you have given for previous tickets, it is showing here. And also we can try for transitions or in order to edit any multiple phase, like this you can do it by using ACLI. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions regarding this one, ask.
All right, we are passing on the mic to the questions. We'll be taking about 2 questions for this session, requesting the audience to kindly keep your questions short and the rest questions can be taken offline. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, tell
Hi.
me.
Does the CLI support tab completions? Tab completions. So basically there are many keywords that we need to add, right? So tab completion might help out.
So it will support Atlassian products like Bitbucket, Provo, Jira and Confluence. You can do the support. Anyone having any questions?
Looks like there's one show of hand here.
Hello.
Can this create any complex workflows?
What?
Can this create the CLA can create any complex workflows?
No, it will create only work items, projects. You can see, right? By click on a SAL Jira to show work items and not update any fields, in order to create any projects and dashboards. That's it. The end of creating workflows did not support.
It is basically to view all these work items. Or
See, as an admin, it is useful for users because simply we can type the key name and update the fields. It will update.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have one more question? Yes, we'll take that as the last question there.
Should they have system admin permission to run this command prompt interface?
Sorry. Once again, repeat.
Should the user have the admin rights on the system to run this command line?
Yes. I showed, right? By using the API token or email address.
No. On their laptop or on their system, you ran the command as admin, right?
Yes. So as a user, you can create, right? So as an admin, you can create only projects. As a user,
I'm not talking about the Jira admin or the cloud admin, these things. The system laptop admin permissions. See, as a end users, they may not have the
yes, he can.
Because
I'm using system administrator because if you click on as a user, do not support, right? By installing softwares, because we are using from Google, we are copying that syntax, right? That syntax do not support.
Okay. Just for installation, they need the admin rights. Later, they can run the commands without any.
So, as a user, you can install in a system.
As a user only, they can install.
You can install admin, user, it will support.
Okay. Thank you.
Sound check. Thank you so much. Give Venkat a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for an insightful session. Now, I know all of you are hungry. Yes, no, maybe? At least for that, you say yes. All right. If you're not hungry, we'll quickly move on to one more session before we break for lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, we have our co-sponsors doing this session. We have Mahima. Give her a huge round of applause. She is the Senior Business Analyst at Mini Orange. She's going to be talking about smart user management. So over to you.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Mahima, and I work as Senior Business Analyst in Mini Orange. And I just landed yesterday in Bangalore, and the vibe here is amazing, and the weather is great. So glad to see you all on Saturday after partying on Friday, I believe. So 3 cheers for Bangalore community and RCB winning the cup. Okay, so I'll be talking about smart user management today. Basically, it's like a guide on how you can save your licenses and your time, and also how you can be risk-free. So let's get into it. We will be covering the common user management challenges, why deprovisioning matters, managing users locally, centralized user management, automating onboarding and offboarding process, and how you can manage your users from an IDP, and how you can be cost effective and secure and share the atlassian apps. So, what are the common challenges of user management? I think there are a lot of admins here. So I believe when the volume increases, like if you have a lot of users, then it is difficult to manage those people. You receive a lot of requests coming in. Someone wants to get added to a group. Someone wants to get removed from a group, or someone wants access to a project. So it becomes really hectic for an admin. The second and the most common one is, let's say one of the user wants the access for Jira application, and you did not see that request. The user is waiting for you all so that he can perform some operations or he can access that application. So basically, if you don't approve it, the productivity is lows, like the user is not able to perform and you are also, burdened with work. So this becomes a bottleneck for a growing company like yours. Like you have a dependency for everything. You have to do everything manually. If a user is requesting anything, you have to go to user management tab, search for that specific user, and then perform the application and repeatedly do the same process. And obviously, we all are humans, so there is a chance of, making mistake. So when you get overloaded with the work, maybe sometimes you can assign the wrong group to the user, or you can just miss that specific notification. So the user will be waiting for you. So those are the general problems that we face while managing the users. So let's talk about an incident that happened with the MNC in 2024, and it will be unnamed for legal reasons. But they had a Jira environment, and there was the service account which they left like that, which they were not using. The account was not active, but it was there in the Jira. So basically, thousands of user profiles and data were leaked during that attack. Attackers gained the access of that unused service account. The password was compromised, and with that, they exploited Jira's REST API to obtain the sensitive data. So you understand how important it is to manage your inactive users and clean up your users time to time. Because if you just, someone is not using the Jira, and if it is lying there in your Jira instance, it can be a big security threat. Like maybe it is a single user or many users, but then that single account can lead to a security breach, and then it is going to cost you very heavy. Okay, so there are various types how you can manage your users. So let's talk about managing your users in Jira or Confluence, let's say. If you have your users locally in Atlassian, then we can say that you are managing your users locally. So here I introduce you to the Mini Orange Automated User Management app. So what it does for you is basically it's a wizard for you to manage your users automatically. You don't have to do anything here. So you can perform operations in bulk, like deactivating the users, reactivating the users, deleting them, or suspending them. And for that matter, you can also do group user management. Then you can also conduct periodic scans. Let's say that you don't want any user to be in your Jira if they have not used the license for the last 30 days. Okay. So if you have 1,000 users and only 800 users are actively using it, you are paying for 200 users for no reason. So with the help of this application, you can just set an automation rule, like if the users are inactive from the past 30 days, please deactivate them. Okay. So that way, those users will be deactivated and that license will be free. And you can assign that license to your other employees or any new employees coming in. So basically, you don't have to upgrade to a new user tier, and you are also saving the time, license, and the security threat. So this is like you can just automate everything. You can just set the rules like you want a user should be deactivated in 15 days, 30 days. You can just set in there, and the scheduler will run automatically, and it will deactivate those users. And let's say if you also want that maybe there is a user who have not used Jira for a longer time, but you don't want to deactivate them. For example, you have your CEO or you have Jira admins. So even if they don't use the Jira for longer period, you don't really want to get into the trouble of deactivating them, right? You don't want to deactivate your CEO's account. So you can just do that also. You can you can add them to a specific group, and you can skip that group for this rules. So that group will be skipped from whatever rules you set, and rest of the people will get deactivated accordingly. So that specific group won't be ever deactivated, or you can set rules for that separately as well. So these are the some major things. And also like if you want, someone is getting deactivated, you want to inform them beforehand. Like, so you can also send them an email notification like in the next 5 days your Jira account is going to be deactivated. So if you want to continue using your Jira or Confluence, just log in. Or if you really want to use it in future also, you can just let the admin know. So that is also there. So I'll just show you a very short video which will tell you how exactly this works.
This module demonstrates how automation reduces license costs by managing inactive users. Navigate to the plugin menu and select the Auto Deactivate tab. Enable this setting to automate Jira Application Access Management. Manage user access in Jira by revoking it for inactive users, skipping those who belong to selected groups, and also revoking it for never logged in users. Revoke access from other applications in the same way. Enable this setting to automate the deactivation of inactive users. Automate deactivation by scheduling it daily or weekly. Exclude specific groups to protect essential users and deactivate never logged in users. Enable this setting to suspend unclaimed and inactive users. Suspend inactive users based on specific groups or with the option to exclude some. Also, delete users suspended through the plugin's automation. Click Submit to save changes. Run the scheduler to test automation immediately. You can review detailed scheduler logs, track automation activities, and export the logs for further analysis and record keeping. So, this way, you can effortlessly save on your license costs with automation.
Okay, so basically that was just a short demo. So I think you might have a clear understanding of how the app exactly works. So there are a lot of options. You can also suspend the users, you can delete the users, you can deactivate the users. This app is available for Cloud, DC, and Crowd for all for the both the hosting and for all the applications. Okay, moving on to next thing, that if you have your users in identity provider. So I think most of you might understand what an identity provider means. Basically, you're storing your users just in one of the way of storing the users, and from there you can, it is a single source for storing the user, and from there you can connect your, manage your Atlassian users from therein. So let's say you're managing your Atlassian applications and the users with the help of that IDP. So all your users will sit in the IDP. If you perform any operations there, it will be reflected here. So this will reduce overhead and enhance your security. And also, like, the level of work that you will be doing will be very less. So managing Atlassian users from an identity provider. Now that you have all your users in an IDP, how can you manage them to the Atlassian? So let's say you perform any operations on the IDP side. You, let's say, deactivate a user, you deprovision a user, or say some of your users are leaving the company. So you just provide, perform the operation on the IDP side, and automatically it will be reflected to the Atlassian applications with the help of user sync or user skim app. With the help of that app, it will be synced. So whatever you're doing there, it will be reflected as it is in your Jira applications. So you can also ensure that real-time updates and the accuracy is there. You can schedule it, or you can also manually trigger it. This will, reduce your admin overhead, and it will be easily to manage users. You remember the case that we talked about, the MNC, where the user was still there and it was not deprovisioned. If it was connected with the IDP, if it was connected with the IDP, and if they could have used this application, skim application, so when they would have, removed the user from the IDP, it would have also been removed from the Jira, and saving them from all of the hassle of, getting hacked and the breach. Okay, So this was all about like when you have licensed user, when your users are stored in locally, or when your users are stored in IDP. But let's say you have some third-party vendors like on the basis of contract, or some freelancers that are working for your organization, and you don't want to give them the license because it is for a short period of time. So definitely you don't want to invest in your money there. So how will you share your Jira and Confluence with them? So there is this app called Secure Share. With the help of Mini Secure Share app, you can share your Jira tickets, you can share your Confluence spaces with an unlicensed user, or maybe a third-party vendor, so that you can collaborate on the projects, and they can also perform various, like they can view or comment on the ticket. And for the space also, you can also specify which spaces you want them to share. Like you can, specifically share some specific child pages to them, or maybe a single project to them. So basically, it will be password protected link, which will be shared with them. So it is secure, and it saves your license, and it does what you have to do temporarily. So it covers all of that, and you don't need to like overspend on your extra licenses when they are just going to work with you for like 3 months or 6 months. You can just give them the limited access, which is like view, comment, sharing the child pages with them, sharing specific projects with them. So all of that can be done with this application. This is also on cloud and data center both. Okay, so let's just summarize what we talked about. Firstly, we talked about local level account management, where the automated user management app will come into place, where you can effectively manage your users which are in Jira or Confluence and save on license cost. Secondly, we talked about automated user provisioning. With the help of Mini-Orange User Sync or Skim app, you can just automate your onboarding, offboarding, or provisioning or deprovisioning from the central IDP. Whatever you perform there, it will be synced in the Atlassian application. Third, we talked about the cost reduction for unlicensed user. If you have an unlicensed user, you can use Secure Share application to minimize the extra license cost. So basically, if we summarize all of this, you can save a lot of cost if you follow just small things. And we have helped a lot of big organizations to do that. So just save on your time, save on your money, and play smart. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions, or if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can do that. We also have a booth there, just in front of the gate. And we have a lot of applications on Atlassian Marketplace for security, for utility. So just visit there. And we also have some goodies for you all. So please visit us, and whatever you want to discuss, please feel free to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions, show of hands. We'll take about 2 questions for this.
Hey, I'm audible?
Yeah.
So you talked about deactivating users automatically. So let's say all the users can create automation rules, right, for their projects. Let's say there is a critical automation rule created by a user, and your tool find out that user is inactive and deactivated the account. Then eventually the automation rule would fail because the actor should be active in the system so that the rule will run. So does your tool capture also the dependencies like this and then report in the logs or something so that admins can actually look at it?
So we have audit logs. If you see the video, we have a feature called audit logs. So all of that will be recorded in there, which users are deactivated, and all of that will be recorded.
Thank you.
All right, any more questions? We have one question there. Can we have the mic being passed on? That'll be the last question that we would be taking. The mic is coming to you, so just give us a minute, please.
Hello. You talk about inactive users. Does it support the SSO as well? Single sign-on for your for the logging of the users.
Sorry?
Does it support SSO single sign-on as well?
Like we do have an app for single sign-on, but you're saying that while logging, if they log in through SSO, then
SSO,
is that
yeah.
considered? Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you talk about the automation rules as well within the mini Orange.
Yeah.
So how does it different from the automation rules or probably that we have in the Jira itself? How we can create the automation rules in the Jira as well. Why do we need to create that automation rule to inactivate the users in the mini Orange only then?
Basically, it has a lot of features, just not about the automation rule, but you can set a lot of, like I talked about, stuff like email notification, and you can also exclude some specific users from getting deactivated. You can deactivate, delete, suspend. So all of that is possible. And I think Atlassian has automation rules, but I am not pretty sure about the thing that probably it is done through a script.
No, not exactly, but yeah, you can have automation rules set up for the users which are already not logged into the system from last, say, probably month or so. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Give Mahima a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now moving on to the next bit. I want all of you to stand up one last time before we break for lunch. I want all of you to stand up, stand up, stand up. Come on, I have a couple of goodies to give it to all of you. Backbenchers, I can see all of you even if you're sitting.
How's the lunch? So today, discussing about a deep dive into Atlassian God. How many of you watch Kantara? It's a irrelevant question. So before this session, Mahima given a session on advanced technology by using Mini Orange, correct? This God is a prequel for the session, what we see in the previous one. So the same way Kantara is, we already seen the first part and now we are seeing the prequel, waiting for that, right? So it's a kind of the same session. How many of you using Atlassian Cloud products? Are we using Crowd by any chance for the user management in Atlassian Cloud? Can we use Crowd? How many of you are using Atlassian Crowd application for your DC environment? So what is the mechanism you can use in the Atlassian Cloud products? Any answer? Anyone? So in this session, if I ask some questions, right? If you can answer the question, there will be a special swag. Okay, how many of you using Crowd? Who is? Okay. What is the mechanism you are using for Atlassian Cloud applications for user management? Not microgenesis. Anyone else? God. What is a God? Anybody can tell before I start the session? Anybody? Security and RBAC, yeah. And see, when we are using any cloud product, right? Whether regardless of it's a financial organization or any other travel agency or any other organization, what is the main concern here for the data or the user is the security, right? So now Atlassian has Atlassian Cloud, which will protect all your Atlassian Cloud products. Either it is a Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket. How many of you using Bitbucket Cloud here? Okay. Which version of Bitbucket Cloud you are using now? There is no cloud version. What's the expected answer, right? Good. So, today's agenda, what we are going to discuss about is what is Atlassian Cloud and why it is matters for the enterprise, any enterprise organization. And I'm working in one of the organization where we have more than 48,000 Atlassian users. Okay, the security is main concern for us. So how we implemented a security and the way we are migrating to the cloud. There are real-time scenarios, and I encourage a couple of you, if you can come up with some scenarios, will be good. Yeah. With that, we can go to the next slide. What is Atlassian Guard? So as I have mentioned, what is required? If any malicious access or happen, right? So we need to detect the action and response and protect. So these are the three main keys, right? For any organization. Detect the threat, response to the threat, and protect your data. Any other feature we expect from this? And when you see this, Atlassian Guard, which, I mean, this is a simple diagram we'll explain you. That ACME organization is your organization, whether it is a Dell, TCS, or my organization ANZ, anything, right? And users can be internal and external. So we can access the application, any cloud application, internally and externally. Anybody here open your organization cloud sites to external, I mean public? Anybody? Where I can log in with my Gmail ID. If anybody give answer, you have a spec for this question.
So you are asking about from Gmail to Atlassian Cloud, right?
No, if your organization, any organization, which is open any cloud application to the cloud, I mean, in the public. So I can register, I can sign up with my Gmail ID, Atlassian.
Yes, we do. We do. We did.
Okay, you did it, right?
Yeah.
So can you explain how you can enable it?
Enable it means
just 2 words. I don't need a complete explanation. 2 words.
So we will go to the users and we will invite which product you want to give the access to that user, so that they will receive the invite. So from there they will log in and they can sign up. So if you have enabled the multi-factor authentication, you need to disable that because it is not in the Active Directory.
Good. Yeah. So we can give you next. So I expected answer from all of you. So how you sign into the Atlassian site? By using your Gmail ID. So as a company, we enable it for public. And the applications which you are accessing is a public cloud. Atlassian is an example. Correct? So you're signing up your Gmail ID. So you can access all our Atlassian University data. You can log into community pages and you can see the data.
Yes.
Then how can we protect the data? Yep. We have internal system. Okay. Now, anybody knows when Atlassian started their cloud journey? Anybody? So here you see this. In 2011, the first Atlassian launched their Jira and Confluence cloud versions. And why I'm talking about it, whenever we are on the cloud, security is the main concern, isn't it? Okay. So in 2011, we are using this LDAP connection and we used to onboard the users, and then there is something we launched in a 2023, which is Atlassian Access. How many of you know about Atlassian Access? Anybody? Yeah, good. Then, 2018 we launched Atlassian Access. And 2023, there is something called Beacon. So, anybody can explain me the difference between Atlassian Access and Beacon application in 2 words? Anybody? Yeah. The name itself is saying Atlassian Access mainly used for your user management, right? So when we have a cloud instances, so we'll give you the admin.atlassian.com is an organization portal. So from there you can enable your authentication policies and then you can onboard the users. So that's the initial stage of your Atlassian God. So Atlassian Access. Then Atlassian launched the Beacon application where it can protect from the threats. And then in 2024, the Atlassian launched Atlassian Guard. So which is Atlassian Access plus Beacon equal to Atlassian Guard. So that means your Atlassian Guard will take care of the complete set of access management, the threat protection, and your data classifications as well. So, anybody need a definition of Atlassian Access and Atlassian Beacon application and then Atlassian Guard? Here we go. Right? And why Atlassian Guard matters to any enterprise organization? Anybody can give. So maybe you can read, someone can read and relate to the scenarios where you can see the generic scenarios, right? Anybody wants to read this? Anybody from audience? Yeah.
Guard matters. Yeah. Why Atlassian Guard matters for enterprise security. Secure access to the products, Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, and other Atlassian cloud tools. Important one, it integrates with identity providers, Okta, Azure AD, Google Workspace. So that way SSO can be implemented, whether you are on Microsoft 360 or Google Workspace. Enforces SAML, SSO, MFA, and SCIM. We learned about SCIM earlier, and SAML and MFA are familiar. Another thing which the admins require is audit logs for user activity and policy enforcement, as well as policy-based access control, IP allow lists, and domain capture. And all of these are important security measures which will help with compliance like SOC 2, ISO 27001. Thank you.
Thank you. So here, if you see this, we are securing your access and we are integrating it with the third-party applications. And then we are enabling SSO to provide a user experience. What is SSO? Anybody knows SSO? It's a simple. I mean, when I was studying my post-graduation, when I go to this interviews, right, the external come and ask me, what is HTML? It's a hypertext multi-language something. So we used to try, right? SSO means single sign-on, everybody knows. What it is? What it will do? Yes. So it will give you a user experience. You don't need to every time authenticate with the application, right? So how can it protect your data when you're using SSO? And we have authentication policies within the guard, which will give you a multi-level application authentication. And you can enable MFA as well. Anybody knows MFA? What is MFA? Same again. Multi-factor authentication. What is it? What it is? So any examples? MFA? How can we log in by using MFA? Yes, so there is a lot of third-party tools available, RSA, and there are even you can use Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator. So there are so many applications within the market, right? So we can use any of them. And the advantage with the guard is it will support everything. Yeah. And there is one more thing, right? Wherever you go, before we migrate to the cloud, any organization asks for the vendor one question. What it is? The last point? Compliance and controls. How can you assure my data? I'm going to keep it in your system. How can you give assurance, right? Compliance. So Atlassian is SOC 2 compliance and we have a ISO 27001, right? And then Atlassian Guard mainly has three features. One is proactively protect against data loss. So any organization, what is the main important is data loss. We should not have any data loss. That's the primary concern, right? Any organization, any type of organization. And in that we have required advanced authentication. So what we talk about just now is a MFA, which is advanced. So we cannot log in with a single sign-on. Before single sign-on, we can also enable multi-factor authentication, right? Yeah. And then, anybody can tell me why we need to enable MFA? Good. Next, we have a secure your teamwork and then identify mission critical data. So basically, whenever there is a critical data, right, we can enable a data classification by using your Atlassian Guard. Yeah? And there is one more topic I'm going to talk in a couple of seconds. Atlassian Guard, we have two versions. Anybody knows? Standard and? Oh, you can see on my screen, right? That premium. So there are a couple of features available in a standard, but there are a lot of features are available in a premium version. And what is the second feature is a detect suspicious activity and a data misuse. So for example, how the guard will work, right? If any malicious actor, right, trying to get into the system, so it will capture each and every log. Now, anybody has any scenario, any situation, how the people, how the hackers or a malicious actor can get into the system? Anybody can tell? See, as a company, Atlassian company, we have a high level of security enabled and we will not allow anybody. But there are chances people can get in. How? Anything else? Yeah. So, we have to enable authentication policies and also we have to enable data classification, right? And the third one, respond before the threats become instant. the main feature of Atlassian Guard, it will prevent. So there are two things. I always love one thing, right? Instead of the reactive, always proactive. So this Atlassian Guard will make your life easy. For example, if anyone trying to access a classified data, so because we can define a classification levels in a Confluence and Jira. So anybody of you tell me, what is the confidential information in any organization or a sensitive information? Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. User data, PII, and then any customer's information. So for example, if it is a financial organization, the customer's bank account numbers and credit card numbers, these are all sensitive information, right? So, there are chances people can go and update their credit card numbers or a tax file numbers into the Confluence and Jira, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Is there any way we can protect them? Yes. So, Atlassian Guard, we can define the detection policies. Atlassian Guard mainly will have three features. One is alerts, detections, integrations. What are those? Alerts, detections, and integrations. Alerts means if there is any malicious actor get into the system trying to access. So it will tell you, okay, there is a incident. Yeah? And then detection. So we can define the classification. Okay, these are the spaces are critical and sensitive information. And then integrations. How many of you, what is the collaboration tools you are using in your organization? Like to chat with your colleagues or Teams and anything else? Slack and anything else? Yeah. So Atlassian Guard is a directly connect with your Teams and Slack. So in a Teams and Slack, we can create a channels, isn't it? Yeah. So if there is any incident happen, so you can create a webhook and integrate with your channel. So what happens is, immediately it will notify to the channel, hey, there is an incident. Can you go and act it? So before it create as incident, we can proactively delete the activity or suspend the user. So Atlassian Guard has a feature, you can suspend the user as well. And good, still, I want to ask one question. Anyone here faced any data loss or anybody get into the system from external, anything has happened? In 2023, I don't want to reveal the company name, but there was an incident. They came to know by using Guard only, okay? But the problem is the level of configurations. Even though Guard has a high level features, we should know how to use it, right? It's applicable for anywhere, right? Even the king should know how the soldier work, right? So what happens? So we have a very strong soldier, but if you don't enable it properly, what happens? Again, we'll do the data loss, right? The same way, Atlassian Guard should be with the proper configurations. And we have a very detailed documentation about Atlassian Guard in Atlassian University. You can go and read about all those things. All the configurations and controls and everything will be enabled. And just in a simple manner to understand how the Atlassian Guard will protect your data is this. So from an external directory, if anyone using external directory, for example, now you see Atlassian enabled external directory. Gmail is, it's not ang.com. Gmail is googles.com. So that is external directory. So how it will get into the system and where it will go to the sites. And as I have mentioned, Atlassian Guard has two versions. What are those? Standard and premium. So on the screen you can see standard, what are the features it provides, and premium, what are the features it provides. And you see that standard, it will give you the basic features. What is it? SSO, single sign-on, right? And then basic security controls like user provisioning and the authentication policies. But when it comes to the premium, it provides you standard features and data classification and data residency. Okay, now I want to ask one question. We are talking about Atlassian cloud products, right? But it should be operate from some infrastructure. So where Atlassian hosted their cloud infrastructure? Anybody has any idea? I mean, which platform? Which platform they hosted? Atlassian Cloud. They deployed, basically.
GCP.
AWS.
AWS.
Good. So AWS has a lot of data centers, right? We have Sydney, Melbourne, even Mumbai. We have a lot of data centers. So you can select your own data residency, where you want to keep your data residency. So for example, he has his own company and he wants to keep his data. Why should he keep his data in US data center? He can keep it in Mumbai. Maybe, who knows, they'll open one more data center in Bangalore as well. Yeah? Because it's not because of the Atlassian community, Bangalore is a huge, it's because of Atlassian customers, right? Yeah. So, data residency selection, so we can select a data residency. And then one more thing is, how many of you are project managers here? How many of you here are program directors or a VP level? Anyone? Yeah. So basically, when any system is running, the expectations from executive people. I don't want to go to each and every Jira ticket. I don't want to go to how many of using it. I just want the insights called analytics. How many are securingly logging in? How many are unsecured logging in? Right? That's a main expectation from the executive people. So this Atlassian God will give you the analytics view. So where you can go inside and see all the information. How many of you logging in? How many of you using Jira? How many of you not using Jira? And everything. So how many of you logging in securely? How many of you using your own email ID or something to logging in, right? And then features. It can be integrated with third-party applications, and then it can enable the threat detection, data classifications, and we have automate. Okay. Automation rules, global automation. How many of you using automation in Jira? Anybody using Confluence automation? So in an Atlassian cloud, we have a automation which you can trigger these rules as well. And then this is another capabilities of Atlassian Guard where we have SSO and skim provisioning. Skim, okay. Anybody using skim here? What is skim, first of all? I don't know what is SCIM. What is the skim provisioning means?
Authentication for a cross domain.
Yes. So you can automate your user onboarding when anybody joins in the organization or something. So how the user accessing will be happening is through the scheme, right? And then Atlassian Hub at organization level, you can enable the policy authentication. So now, just before I get into this topic, I was talking to many Orange people, our friends, which have a dedicated booth outside. We have a requirement. I don't want to give API token creation. Okay, how many of you know what is the API token creation? Anybody? Yeah. So for example, if you want to authenticate with any of the application to do some kind of automations or from your Python script or JavaScript, so you need API token, right? So we can restrict that, the API token. So by using your own account, or you can use the service account. So you can create multiple authentication policies. Yeah? So this is just topics which I have covered. So to get audience attention, so we get into the real-time scenarios and we ask the questions. Anyone has any questions? We don't have time now, maybe, but you can reach out to me. I can answer. Yep. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
See, we have a lot of show of hands. We will take the questions offline. He is around. Also, he is a part of the organizing committee. So give him a huge round of applause, everybody. Come on, for organizing such an exciting event. And now, moving on to the next bit. Can I have the slide, please? Ladies and gentlemen, up next, we would be talking with our last presenter for the day. we'll just wait for the, yeah. We'll be discussing about unlocking the DevOps with Jira Service Management. Please put your hands together for Anurag Datta Roy. Come on, everybody, please put your hands together. And now let's make the last session very exciting. We've got a couple of goodies to give away, all right? So he has promised to finish off his session real quick. So he's also going to have questions for you guys. If you answer it right, you get a goodie. So that's the deal. This is going to be our last session. With that, after this, you guys know what is happening after this session? Comedy show. I hear that. So we have our in-house comedian coming up right for all of you, so stay tuned.
Okay. Hello, folks. Can you hear me? Perfect. I know that I am coming in after lunch and I'm coming in before a stand-up comedian. So perhaps I'll try and keep it as brisk and snappy as possible. Before we get started though, how many of y'all are developers in the house? Awesome. Any IT ops folks in there? Great, a few of y'all as well. What about DevOps? Great, awesome. So hopefully this will be relevant to all of y'all. We'll be talking about how you can implement DevOps for your organization, for your team, however you want to do it with Atlassian products. I am Anurag. I work as a product manager for Jira Service Management, and we do have a booth outside. So probably what we'll do is, in order to get this done quickly, we'll keep the questions maybe for the booth. Y'all can just ask us there outside. Cool? Okay. Before we get started, maybe just a quick brief dip into the world of monitoring and alerts. I'm sure you all are very well familiar with this, but I'll give you all a short 2-minute recap anyway. So of course, we know that software and hardware systems, they throw errors. These go to monitoring and observability tools, and in turn, they throw in events to our alerting tool through which you finally get alerts. Can you all shout out some examples of monitoring tools? Yeah, New Relic, Datadog, I'm sure a lot of familiar names out there. What about alerting tools? Sorry? Fair enough, but that's a more specific use case. What about a more general one? Fair enough. I was hoping, given that you all are at an Atlassian community event, you all will take Jira Service Management or Ops Genie as one of the names. But no, nonetheless, we'll talk through it anyway. Cool. Again, a question to you all. The answer is on the screen, but I'm going to ask you all. And if I've seen any creative answers, I'll give you all a goodie. So why is monitoring alerts important? Maybe shout out the answers. Fair enough. What else? Some answers are right there on the screen as well. Okay. Fair enough. Cool. A lot of you all gave good answers, so I'll probably ask maybe Tamanna if you can share a good goodies with that individual. And him as well. Thank you. Cool. Another question. This time I'll ask for a hand. Where does this fit in the software development life cycle? I'll give you all this as 5 options. Where does this alerting and monitoring fit in? You all have to raise your hands. So I've not heard from anyone from the back, so maybe I'll take someone right in the back.
Maintain and operate.
Yes, very nice. That's maintain and operate. Cool. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you'll get the goodies. I think they're distributing the goodies. They'll share. They'll eventually make their way to you. Cool. So to sum up, observability tools helps you observe performance and uptime of your tech stack. Alerting tools, they help you answer 2 things: what is wrong and who should be informed. Okay? Now, since we are in the post-lunch session, naturally there's going to be some story involved, a nice once upon a time kind of a story. So let's go for it. And if you have any questions, you all can maybe just keep them for the end. I'll try and answer them the best I can. So there's this company called Vital Fleet. Okay? It's a fictional company, but it's a major healthcare logistics company. And recently, they have developed this new customer portal which they are hoping, customer inventory portal, sorry, which they are kind of hoping will help them optimize operations and minimize costs. So Vital Fleet, of course, has a bunch of teams. For today's session, we'll be focusing on two of them, the dev team and the ops team. The dev team, of course, has been responsible for making this wonderful new website, while the ops team is naturally responsible for the maintenance and uptime of it. Now, Vital Fleet has a bunch of processes in place, like all of y'all and all of your organizations, there are a bunch of processes in place to ensure that the number of issues in production are minimized. But as is the nature of software products, that very rarely happens. Outages happen, issues happen, bugs happen, something like that happens. And let's say you see something like this on a Saturday night or even afternoon. For example, someone sees it right now on your mobile or your laptop. Terrifying sight, no? So, yeah, let's now step into the shoes of one of the IT ops on-call responders who, is dealing with these alerts, suddenly sees an alert at 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. They know that they have to very quickly look into the alerts, otherwise there'll be potentially revenue implications or maybe customer escalations. But it's Saturday night, no one's available. You are also trying to figure out, okay, what's going on. Maybe let's try and step into their world and see what processes they go through. Cool. What is the first thing that you'll do? You'll have to figure out what has been affected, right? So if the customer portal suddenly starts throwing a bunch of errors, you'll have to see which part of that customer portal is throwing the error. Second, what's next? Identify the team which is kind of responsible for looking after that particular component or that service. Then, because it's 2 a.m. on a Saturday, unlikely you will reach them on Slack or Teams or whichever is your collaboration tool, right? You'll probably have to give them a call or figure out some way of reaching them. Then after you are able to reach them, they then have to figure out, okay, what's gone wrong? What did I push maybe yesterday or day before, which has caused this outage? They have to get a lot of context. And then in turn, again, you as the on-call responder have to update all the relevant stakeholders. I'm sure there'll be a few nervous execs who would be, breathing over your shoulder and asking for updates every couple of hours. So, as you can see, there are a lot of things that have to be dealt with, and in case this happens at an odd time, can be quite difficult to deal with, especially if you have multiple disparate tools which help you with this. So, if we look at it purely from a first principles perspective, how would we go about it? You would want to first find the right people. Then you would want to find the right reasons, why has this kind of happened. Then the right resources, and finally update the right people, right? What are some of the problems with this setup? One is, of course, as we kind of went through that story, we saw a lot of time was wasted. A lot of time was wasted in terms of someone being able to reach you as the on-call responder, you being able to identify the right team, then you being able to contact them being able to get context. So a lot of time is wasted. Then a lot of information is kind of missing because everything is in kind of disparate tools. There's kind of a little bit of a lack of connection there. And finally, perhaps you all are having conversations in different silos, right? Maybe someone is communicating on Teams, somewhere maybe a WhatsApp group has been spun up, maybe somewhere a call has happened. So information is kind of in different places. Kind of makes it difficult to solve it in a very efficient way, right? So let's now try to see how Atlassian is solving it. We are going to be using three of our products, okay? Are you all familiar with all these three names? Jira Service Management, Compass, Bitbucket. Familiar with all three? Give me a raise of hands. Fair enough. Familiar with Jira Service Management and Bitbucket? Familiar with Compass? Fewer maybe. Okay, fair enough. We'll do a one-line introduction to all these products. So in a way, this session is kind of a follow-up to the session that Aditya, my colleague, gave in the morning. He spoke about Jira Service Management as a whole, a primer and explainer. This delves a little bit deeper into how you can use the operations capability specifically of Jira Service Management. Okay? So usually in such a universe where, say, a team is using all three of these Atlassian products, Jira Service Management is where the ops team would kind of be. They would be using it extensively. They would all have access to it. While the dev teams would usually sit in Bitbucket, which is kind of the, our Git tool, and Compass, which is our internal developer platform. So effectively, if you want to have a catalog of microservices and all of that, that can all be housed in Compass. And so the dev teams would presumably be using these products. Just for a primer or refresher of what each of these things do. CI/CD tool for Atlassian CI/CD tool, Bitbucket. Our service management and operations tool, service management. And finally, Compass, which is again, like I called out, our developer platform, which offers you a component catalog and also has now alerts and on-call capabilities. So now let's revisit the same scenario that I took you all through, but this time with Atlassian products. This is the, okay. So as you see, same situation as before. The new portal was deployed. It's 2 a.m. on a Saturday, and IT on-call responder gets the alerts. So, but they are now using Jira Service Management. So what happens now? Very few people are logged in, so naturally no one is kind of active on their respective systems. But the on-call responder gets an alert on their mobile. Okay. If you configure it, you can get an alert on your mobile as well. You can acknowledge the alert and immediately using, maybe you can, then you go to the kind of the system and kind of see the same alert in the UI view, the web UI view. Now, if you can see the screen, is it visible properly? Okay, then I'll see if I can. Do you see the impacted services field here? Okay. So as you can see, as soon as you went into the alert view, you can see the impacted service. So now you know which is the service which is impacted. Next, what you will do, you'll click on that impacted service. Okay, that on-call responder. Clicks on that impacted service. They find out that that particular service is owned by this team called Juggernaut DevOps. That's the owning team of that service. So now they know who they have to call. That is now sorted within 2 minutes. Now what they do is they add that team, Juggernaut DevOps, to the responders for that alert. Now what happens? This again kicks into motion a bunch of new workflows, which is effectively, now let's kind of switch to the engineering on-call persona. Are any of you on call today by any chance, by the way? Oh, interesting. Nice. I hope you haven't gotten any so far, any calls. Cool. So now let's switch to your persona. What's your name? Sandeep. Okay. So Sandeep, now you have been marked as a responder in this, you are a part of this Juggernaut DevOps team, and you are the on-call person for this team for this Saturday. Okay. So now you have been marked as responder. What will you do? What would you have done?
I would have gone back on work.
Sorry?
I would have gone back on work.
Okay, but like, walk me through it. What all would you have followed? What processes would you have followed?
I'm not getting what you're asking.
Okay, no worries, no worries, that's fine. Cool. So, you would probably wanted to have a little bit more information about like what's gone wrong, right? So, initially you also find out from the same mobile app, the same alert comes to you because you have now been added as a responder. You would want to find a little bit more about what's gone wrong. So you go to Compass, okay? Now in Compass, you see here, can you see the screen again? Just checking. Okay, cool. Now you see this components and the timeline view that you see. So that kind of gives you a very good primer as to, okay, what's going on. And when you kind of double dive into it, deep dive into it, what you can see is all the things are kind of mentioned. All the vulnerabilities, the incidents, the deployments, the feature flags, everything is mentioned. Now you'll see that somewhere around the same that alert is generated, there's also a vulnerability. You probably very quickly figure out that maybe something's gone on there. One, that's a possible suspect for the reason. So now you want to understand kind of, what's the relevant run books, what is kind of the right processes and all of that for, writing a patch and kind of fixing this issue. What can you do then? For that particular service, Compass again has a documentation view. So here you can kind of figure out all the relevant documentation as to how you can potentially, what's the process to write a patch and upload it to your that particular portal. And post that, just to double check, whether everything is all right. There's also this overview on the top left, and that's the kind of the tab that I'm showing you here. That has a score, as you can see, the scorecards. And that will give you a good view as well as to if the service is potentially, down or has some issues. Cool. So now we have seen that we have understood all the processes. Now with a single click, you can create a Jira ticket and start whatever patch you have to write, load it. But given that it's a production environment, probably can't upload it without a change ticket, right? So again, we come back to Jira Service Management, because as a part of Jira Service Management, we have the operations capability and we also have change management. Within this change management, we have this feature called deployment gating, which basically allows you to very quickly, Yeah, do you see that? So very easily, then you can kind of ensure that you are pushing this particular code in a compliant and in a way which doesn't impact any of the other services. After the deployment is successful, after all this is done, you finally can see that the alert has been, kind of responded. Our alert gets solved. The SecOps scorecard, as you can see, is now back to green, 100%. Let's now just break down what all just happened in this moment, right? So the moment the change approver approved the emergency change ticket, Bitbucket did an automatic deployment. The change ticket got automatically closed. The alert in JSM then got automatically closed. The alert in Compass in turn got automatically closed. And eventually the scorecard then all became green, right? And both the IT team and the dev team was involved, but this particular entire situation was solved in minutes. So as you can see, for this situation in which there was this big outage or this big issue in the middle of the night, by using a few different solutions from the Atlassian family, you can solve that in minutes and in a very efficient way. Okay. So that was kind of it that I had. Any questions? I'm happy to take them. You can also ask us outside. We have a booth, but keen to take any questions if you all have. I think there's a hand there.
Hi.
Yeah.
You are from DevOps, right? So you mostly familiar with virtual environment creation and all, right?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly.
Virtual environment.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So are you aware of Jira Edge Connector in?
Sorry, again, I can't catch you.
Jira Edge Connector. Yeah. It is available only in the Windows. Is there any specific reason it's available in Windows? Why can't in Macs?
Honestly, I'm not sure about that. I might have to check on why specifically we don't have it available for Mac. I can find that out for you though.
Yeah, why I am asking this question especially is, you can automate some of the process where you are doing which are in the manually by using that Jira Edge connector, and you can go on virtual environment and you can trigger anything, whatever you want. So I try to go there, but it's stuck from the starting of the phase. It's not support to Mac OS.
Fair enough. I guess then I can find that out for you. I'm not super sure as to why it's only gated to Windows. There must be some reason. I'll check with the owning team and just maybe share it with you.
Yeah. The actual question I will.
Sure, go ahead.
So you have came to Compass, right?
Yeah.
So Compass will have ability to create the tickets automatically?
No, so the Compass is not where the tickets live. The tickets live in Jira Service Management, right? So, or for that matter, Jira, if you're using, however you're using it. But the way that it would ideally work is that the alerts would come into Jira Service Management, will also go into Compass. So basically, we now have created a shared platform ability So the same alerts would go into Compass, but the tickets in turn would have to come from somewhere else. So either if you are using Jira Service Management, then the tickets would be housed there, and you can then in turn mark an affected service there, and that is kind of how that linkage between the two is maintained in terms of like if you have an affected service in Jira Service Management and that same service you have in Compass.
So you have field over there that's called impact, right? So which service has been impacted? So I will use that same impacted field in Jira Service Management, and I can trigger a automation rule to add some people which are related to that particular impact service. I can do that. Why I need to use the Compass? So the responder also will be in the ticket. So he will get to know once that was resolved.
Okay, so that was your question.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So it's not that you have to use all three tools. It's just that this makes your life a lot easier. In terms of specifically for this particular case that you're mentioning, typically you would not see all developers have a Jira Service Management license, right? It's usually who would your, maybe the operations folks will all have agent licenses. And if they don't have like all the relevant, if not all of them have agent licenses, they might not be able to do every single thing. They'll be able to make some modifications on the ticket, but they might not be able to do all of that. But yeah, in case you don't want to use Compass, you do have the option of using a lot of automation rules and a lot of things to somewhat achieve that. But then you still have to do a little bit of that context switching and all of that. Again, it's not like we are not saying that you have to use Compass, but in case you want to, there is a good way of potentially solving this issue.
So Compass doesn't require any license and all in that case. I haven't used that one. That's why the question.
Sorry?
Compass I haven't used till now.
No, it does. It does have. What I can do is if maybe we can share a bit more about the pricing and all details outside. But it is available to all of you all to use. Just like Jira, it has. You can trial it out with a free version, and then you can test it out. Yeah, it's available to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, we will wrap up this session. Give Anurag a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We've almost come to an end, but it's not over till it is over. Doing the last bit while you're here, stay back. We would love to honor you. I request Ms. Tamanna to please come on stage and hand over the goodie bag. Keep the music coming in the background while we do so. Let's go ahead and honor all our speakers today for making the most of it. Can we have this slide, please? Give Anurag a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for being a brilliant presenter. And now in the morning when we started this session, first up we had Harshit. Harshit, request you to please come on stage. Give him a huge round of applause for starting off the day for us. Moving forward and welcoming our next speaker, Mr. Prashant M. Request you to please come forward. Give him a huge round of applause as well. And our next speaker, Mr. Aditya Mani. Request you to please come forward. Aditya is walking right there. Give him a huge round of applause. Next was the lightning session by Mr. Venkat. Request you to please come forward. Give Venkat a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, the next session was by Miss Mahima. Give her a huge round of applause. She's from Mini Orange. Come on, they also have the booth outside. So make sure all of you go have a look at it while you guys are stepping out. And up next, our Atlassian, we have Nagaraju. Give him a huge round of applause. Come on, everybody. I think he should be the one getting the loudest cheer. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now, the moment is here where we get you a bit of...
Give a big round of applause to our MC, Samaira Khan.
Thank you.
Samaira.
I thought we are not over yet. Who wants this, by the way? Who wants this? Show off your hands. I'll give it to you guys. Too many hands. I don't have so many. All right, doing the last bit just to get all of you into the laughter mode before you guys step out. I want all of you just do this favor to yourself, all right? Keep your phones away for 10 minutes. Just away for 10 minutes. Stay away from your phones, all right? And I promise you guys are going to have a laughter-roid. Now, on stage, we have a comedian who's coming on stage. But he's also a lawyer. So you guys make sure to go ahead and make the most of it. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Can we have a slide, please? Yes. Please go ahead and put your hands together for Arnav Roy. Come on, everybody. And just 10 more minutes. I want all of you to stay away from your phones. Make the most of it.
Hello. Let's try that again. Hello. Nice. Thank you. But one quick disclaimer, okay? Stand-up is like a cricket match. Have you guys watched a cricket match in your life? Otherwise, Lagan, you witnessed the sport. Have you noticed how when a batsman gets out, he looks at the bat like it's the bat's fault? Yeah, seen that, right? When the jokes don't work, I look at you like it's your fault. Okay, it's a symbiotic relationship over here, guys. All right, that's all. Okay, we'll chill. I'm very thankful that you guys invited me for a happy event. So this is a happy corporate show. This is a nice, everybody's happy. It's a good event. I'll tell you why, okay? Because years ago, early in my career, if we can call it a career, but early in my career, I got a corporate show in Hyderabad. They flew me down, put me up in a 5-star hotel. They're like, come. And just before the event, they're like, CEO and CFO are going to do one small presentation. After that, you'll start. And I'm like, okay, cool. CEO and CFO get up on stage, and then they're like, they tell the entire audience, all the employees, some 300 people, that there's been an acquisition. Come Monday, half of you will have a job, half of you won't have a job. Now listen to some jokes. I was supposed to do 30 minutes. I did 10 minutes. Okay? I did 10 minutes because I realized that I was an obstacle between them and the bar right now. I told them, I was like, I'll get done. I'll make you laugh individually. Come, we'll all drink together. Okay? Both our careers are in the toilet right now. Come. So again, thank you for inviting me to a happy event. Right? And I'll be honest also, guys. Like, people ask me, like, what do you do when people don't laugh at your jokes? I drink. I'll be honest, if you laugh, I'll still go drink anyway. Okay? It's just, why lie, right? And here's the thing, all right? A heavy drinker used to be, all right? And has this ever happened to you where you get damn drunk, but you realize too late? Don't worry, this is not any HR issues. I'll keep it clean, okay? Don't. Okay, I'll give you an example, all right? Last week, I got damn drunk. I didn't realize till too late, okay? I came back home. I thought I'll go down to the kitchen, get some to eat. Walked down the stairs, didn't fall. Wow. Took food out of the fridge flawlessly. Put the food into the microwave. Then I typed in my ATM PIN number. At least I realized instantly, right? Because the food didn't get hot and cash didn't come out. I don't know what I was waiting for. Okay? Sometimes it takes 24 hours to realize that's an even worse feeling. Again, true story. Like, this is therapy right now. Okay? This is group therapy for me. Okay? Years ago, what all of us comics in Bangalore used to do, we'll do our shows all around the city, and then we'd all meet at one comic's house and then drink till like 3:34 in the morning every day. I don't recommend this behavior. There was one night, damn drunk, one of my friends, fellow comedian, he leaves. Within 1 minute of leaving, I had a call from him and he's like, hey bro, can we talk? And I was like, yeah, sure, what happened? He's like, no, you give a topic, I'll tell you my thoughts. I'm like, but I was also drunk, so like, hey, I have this new joke. We started pitching jokes to each other, okay? We speak for like 30 minutes, just pitching jokes to each other. Then I hear him get out of the car, shut the car door. He's like, bro, thanks for talking. Let me explain what happened. As soon as he went down, in the cab, there were two dudes sitting in the back of the cab. Cab guy is like, these are my cousins from out of town. My house is next to your house. This is my last ride of the night. Is it okay if they come along with me in the cab while I drop you? And my friend got scared. Like, what if they rob me on the way? So for security, I'll talk to Arnav on the phone. I was like, bro, you know they would have cut the call and then robbed you. No, I'm just saying I'm not physically there. But anyway, you reached home fine, good night. Next night, we're drinking in the same place. I leave, I call up my friend. I'm like, bro, you remember what happened to you last night? It's happening to me right now. Talk to me while I get home. I reach home within 10 minutes. I'm like, thanks for talking. Cut the call, pass out. Next morning, I realized that I had booked an Uber pool. They were supposed, one was a woman. There was no threat to my safety, all right? You just do dumb things, right? Like years ago, like from college also, a heavy drinker. I'm not lying to you guys. It was my friend's birthday, so that we can drink late, he booked a hotel room so we can party till late. So we're drinking till like 5:36 in the morning, we're gambling, we're playing cards. We stopped, we saw the sunrise. We stopped, not because the sun rose, we just ran out of booze. Okay. So then now we're leaving the hotel, I booked a cab, and there's six of us drunk idiots booked cabs, we're all stepping out of the hotel, and I can see my cab, it's on the other side of the road, my cab guy can see me. What we both didn't know was that this side of the road had been blocked for a marathon that just started. Picture that, 6 dudes barely able to stand, watching health run past us. Me and one guy made eye contact also. As soon as he made eye contact, we're like, whose Sunday morning is worse? We held eye contact the whole way because we're trying to figure out which one of us is more dehydrated. That guy thought it was me. He threw water bottle at me, dude. Pretty crazy, man. It's a weird job, all right? Like what I do for a living, this pretty weird job, right? I get called for events like this, and we're told before the event, like, don't say any bad words. And I'll be honest with you, the word bad itself is subjective. Like what is bad for me is be different from what is bad for you, right? Like bad words for me are good morning, plant-based meat. Who asked for that? And bad words for you will be like GitHub, Asana, Slack. I did some research, guys. Right? But like here's the thing, all right? For me, the worst thing right now is when people say, hey, you're famous. No, I hate that word. Fame, it's horrible. There was a guy in the 1960s, Andy Warhol, who said, in the future, everyone will get 15 minutes of fame. He was already famous. He's like, yeah, this nothing. Everyone, you'll get. I've been doing comedy for 9 years. I didn't know it comes in installments. I'm just trying to get 15 minutes annually if I can get that, dude. I've been doing comedy for a long time, and like, again, the word fame, there are degrees to it. It's not like you're famous, you're famous. No, there are degrees to fame, right? Like, I'll give you an example. 3 weeks ago, I was doing a comedy show at a comedy club with a bunch of my friends, way more famous than I am, right? And after the show, we go to a bar to drink, and now I'm going to be name dropping. If you don't know these names, it'll make me feel better about myself. We walk into this bar, and then one random lady starts recognizing all of us in the group. She's like, oh my God, Shankar Chugani from Comicstan season 1, I love you. My other friend, she's like, oh my God, Shrija Chaturvedi from Comicstan season 2, you're my favorite. She's my other friend, she's like, oh my God, Uruja Ashfaq, you're the best. She sees me and she's like, I know you. You're the guy who stands on Brigade Road selling tickets for your show, na? It's true. But I was on the same show as these people, okay? They just forgot me. Like, I have fans, they're there somewhere, I don't know, okay? I have the worst fans. Like, every time I do my 1 hour solo special, 1 hour after the show, I get a DM from my fans saying, bro, I had tickets for your show, I slept off. I don't need this information now. I was standing outside the venue waiting for 10 more people, okay? the pain, the worst, at the peak of my fame, I'm a has-been without having been only, okay? But at the peak of my fame, I'd gone to a bar with one of my friends. I told you, all my stories happened around alcohol, okay? So I go to a friend, it's just 2 of us go to a bar. Right next to our table is a table of 8 people. As soon as I walk in, one dude from that table stands up, points at me and screams, bro, you remember me? And I genuinely thought, I was like, no, I don't. He's like, you're Arnav Rao, no? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're a lawyer from Chennai, right? And I'm like, damn, that's what I used to do. He's like, do you play poker? I'm like, no, man, I quit gambling. He's like, why? I was like, I can only gamble with career and liver right now. That's all I can afford. He's like, no, bro, You and I played poker together in Chennai in Raghu's house. And I'm like, bro, I know Raghu's a common name. I don't know one. I've never been to a Raghu's house in my life. Then he looked at me and he's like, Lungi, bro. I'm like, you just yelled a garment's name in my face. Like, what is my responsibility? Like, Chunni, like, what is this? He's like, no, Raghu's nickname is Lungi. I'm like, I told you I don't know Raghu. I don't know anybody in my life whose nickname is Lungi also. Okay. Also, tell me that story. How did that become his nickname? What, he sat down there, was chewing gum and stuck. What happened? How did that become his nickname? And he's insisting. He's like, no, bro, we have met. And by now, his friends are getting fried with this interaction. They've Googled my name and they're like, bro, he's a stand-up comedian. And then this guy looks at me and he's like, ah, I am your biggest fan. Try and understand what happened in that moment. My biggest fan got to see me live in the wild, in my natural habitat, a bar. He saw me. His brain recognized me, and then his own brain was like, details are all correct, but there is no chance we have seen that face on a TV screen. The only way we could know that face is if we were drunk and gambling at the same time. So check with him if he remembers us. So, a very weird job, man, that I have. All of you guys are also like, you don't know. Sir, so far has not laughed once also. So I'm trying, okay? Just for you, I'll try, okay? Like I said, this is a weird job, man. The best part that I've realized, like when I tell people that I'm a stand-up comedian, their first quick question is, what is your worst gig that you've ever had? I already started with one. I do 9 years of comedy. I have nothing to be proud of. And when I say I have nothing to be proud of, my 1 hour solo special is called Nothing to be Proud of. I'm marketing that show right now. No, and the reason why it's called Nothing to be Proud of is because I know how many tickets I can sell. Because the first time I took the show to Bombay 8 years ago, first time I took the show to Bombay, I sold 1 ticket. And that guy came also. I meet him outside the venue and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting the artist before the show. I'm also like, oh my God, can't believe I'm meeting my entire audience before the show. 1 year later, I take the show back, I sell 4 tickets, I'm like, come on, career is growing now. 20 minutes before the show, this couple walks in and they're like, hey, there's 20 minutes left, we'll go quickly get something to eat and come back. They leave. Then another couple walks in. Now at an opening act, that guy was supposed to do 5 minutes, he does 25 minutes because we are waiting for that couple to come back. Now he's like, bro, I'm out of material. I'm like, done. It's one couple in me now. I get up on stage. I told them, it's a private show for you guys. One couple in me. So I'm just chatting with them. Turns out the guy is my die-hard fan. I have there somewhere. No, he has seen me on Amazon Prime. He has seen every video I've put on YouTube. He loves my stand-up. She is his new fiancée. There's no old fiancée, sorry. Just recent fiancée. And she is not a fan of stand-up. Forget me as an artist. He doesn't consider this an art form. And he has dragged her for my 1 hour show. And then he looks at me and he's like, hey bro, do that one, no? Guys, I'm an actual human being. I'm not my YouTube channel, okay? But he's my fan. I have one at the time. So I did that joke. Then he looked at me and he's like, now do that one. I'm like, he couldn't convince her to watch it at home. He has now dragged her to my 1 hour show, is now making me perform those jokes for her. That's when I realized right now this engagement is dependent not on his performance, my performance. So I'm like, it's not 2 people, it's 2,000 people. Sell the jokes, sell the jokes, sell the jokes. So I sell the jokes. I'm doing the jokes really hard. Finally, I land one joke and she just goes, ha! It's a weird laugh, but I'm like, Abba, I've broken her. Now I can like get... At that point, she just stands up, says, "Thank you, that's enough." Me and the guy immediately looked at each other because we didn't know if the "that's enough" was for my show or the engagement, okay? Because she's walked out of the room. This dude jumps up onto the stage, puts his arm around me and takes a selfie. Doesn't ask. Takes the selfie, then into the mic yells, "Baby, baby, I'm supposed to drop you home," and then runs off. Have you ever been watching something on your laptop and then just closed your laptop? I was still on stage with a mic in my hand. It's the only time in my life our audience decided show's over and left. I was like, I can't, what just happened? Okay, I put the mic down. Right outside this place is a bar. I was like, I have to go drink to process what just happened to me. I walk into the bar. The first thing I see is that couple that didn't come back. They're sitting right next to each other, holding their phone, one earphone in each ear, and the guy is showing her my YouTube videos. I'm like, oh. No, this is like it's September 11, dude. I saw like 2 towers fall, and I realized I am Osama bin Laden in this scenario, dude. So, like I said, weird job, man. It's a very weird job. The best part about this job is that when tragedy strikes in your head, like in the middle of the tragedy, you're like, I'll get 7 minutes of material. Like I don't know if you remember, in 22, there were floods in Bangalore. My home got flooded, 7 feet of water. Boat had to come to like rescue like my dad and granddad. It was chaos. And when we finally were able to come back to the house, I couldn't help myself. I was like, let's just get inflatable furniture. Right? Tragedy strikes, you get 7 minutes of material. Right? Yeah, I'll give you an example. 2020 was a bad year, right? Can we all agree? 2020 was a bad year for everybody. Here's my problem. It was bad for me before the pandemic. It was already bad for me. I was like in Feb 19th, 2020. I remember it like it was whatever. I got robbed of all my money. Right? True story. I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm in bed, I'm passed out. I get a call from an unknown number. Now, as a struggling comedian, when you get a call from an unknown number, in your head, corporate show. So you take the call. So I took the call, and there's just a dude on the other line, like, where are you? Like, I'm in Bangalore. He's like, no, where are you? I was like, I'm in bed. He's like, where are you? And I'm like, what is your next question? What am I wearing? Like, who are you? And he's like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm Gautam. I'm from your bank. Are you in Bangalore? And I'm like, yes. He's like, then I hate to be the one to inform you that all your cash has been withdrawn from an ATM in Bombay. Can you just check to see the text message has come to show the withdrawal? So I see it and I'm like, yeah, all my money has been withdrawn from an ATM in Bombay. How the hell did this happen? He's like, sir, great question. I'm like, don't rate my question. Answer it. He's like, no, what I need you to do right now is go to our bank's ATM, go there, your card is with you, right? So go, just get a balance slip because it'll prove that you're in Bangalore, your card is with you and you'll have that slip and our system will register that. Go do that now. So I go, I won't mention the name of my bank, but some people confuse them for the Hyderabad district football champions. No, don't say it out loud. Why do you think I did all this? Okay. Not a quiz contest. So I go, I get the slip. As soon as I get the slip, I get a call from Gautam. He's like, sir. I'm like, yeah, how did this happen? He's like, sir, you live in Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. You must know that there is a device out there that as you do a card transaction, that device will capture the card details. They'll make dummy cards and then they'll go and hit an ATM and withdraw this. You must know. Like when you gave me the card, you never told me about this device. Right? I'm like, give me my money back. And he's like, sir, you have to go file an FIR for this. I'm like, why do I have to file an FIR? The way I see it, that cash that was stolen from that ATM in Bombay, that is your money. You have insurance for that. My money is numbers in a computer. You type it back in. Pretty valid point, right? And he's like, sir, great point. I'm like, stop rating what I'm saying, dude. He's like, sir, for me to type it back in only, you have to file the FIR. And I'm like, okay, which police station do I go to? There are 2 near my house. Do I go to the one near the bank? Or do I go to Bombay where the crime happened? He's like, sir, great question. I'm like, he's like, I'll get back to you. He hangs up. 3 days later, he calls me. Okay. Now, I'm just going to reveal something to you guys. I'm not going to reveal the amount of money that was stolen. Okay. Because for some people, that's a lot of money. Some people, when I've told them the amount, they're like, that's all you had? Shut up. Okay. What? No commas. Shut up. Okay. The principle. It's all, okay, it wasn't all my money. They left me 129 rupees. Okay. No, because they knew one small old monk and one coke he can have. 3 days later, this guy calls me. He's like, sir, just go to the main cybercrime branch. Now, the main cybercrime branch of Bangalore is 16 kilometers from my house. How I made that journey, don't ask. I'd finished the old monk. Okay. So I walk into the main cybercrime branch. Cop sees me like, what do you want? I'm like, I'm here to file a complaint. He's like, hey, this is the main cybercrime branch of Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. We don't take the complaints. We handle investigations. You go where you have to go. So I went to the police station near my bank. They're like, go near your house. I went to one near my house. Like, go to the other one near your house. Go to the third police station. That's when the cop looks at me and he's like, there's a brand new cybercrime division that's opened in Whitefield. Just to take complaints, go there. So I make that journey, 16 kilometers in the opposite direction. I go all the way to Whitefield, new cybercrime division. There's one line, 30 people in line. More than half of them, some OLX fraud. Okay. There was like an auntie with one toaster and one burnt eyebrow. Just at one point, one cop came and said, hey, OLX separate line. Whoosh, it separated. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Because I don't speak Kannada, I was nervous. So I got my police complaint typed up on my friend's law firm's letterhead. And I gave my police complaint and the cop looked at me and said, best complaint I've received. I'm like, oh, wow. He's like, but something is missing. I'm like, naturally, what is missing? Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have to file an FIR in this country, you have to mention your caste. So I asked, I'm like, why is the caste of a victim of cyber crime relevant information? Cop looked at me like, sir, great question, right? I wrote upper. You can write anything, by the way. So I gave my complaint. And he's like, okay, come back in 3 days and you will get your FIR. And I'm like, no, sir, I just need the FIR number. You give me the FIR number now. I'll give it to my bank. I'll get my money back. It's their headache, not mine. And he's like, yeah. For that, come back in 3 days. And I'm like, sir, I have 2 issues with what you just said. Firstly, why 3 days? And second, why do I have to come back? You are cybercrime. Email, text message also, you're cyber. And he just looked at me and he's like, hey, this is the new cybercrime division of Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. Server is down. I looked at him and I was like, how are we going to compete with China? He's like, sir, great wall of questions now. So, like I said, when tragedy strikes, you just play around. I'll leave you guys with like 2 quick stories. My grandfather's a war hero, guys. And usually people clap, but no problem. He fought 3 wars for this country. He lost his eye in the line of duty. He doesn't like to say, now what? He lost his eye in the line. You clapped when he said he lost his eye. That's what you clapped for. Do you understand who it's on? He doesn't like to say, I lost my eye. He likes to say, I gave my eye for the nation. And he only says that because the nation gives him a higher pension for it. He's a shameless old man. He's like, disability, baby. I'm like, yo. Now, I don't know if you guys know what the pension rules for the Indian Army are. But if my granddad's alive, he's 99 years old with one eye. He's alive right now. I don't know if you know what the pension rules are. If you cross the age of 90, whatever rank you retired as, your pension is half the salary of the same rank serving. Granddad retired as a lieutenant colonel, so the last 9 years, he's getting half of what a lieutenant colonel gets who's standing at the border. If he crosses 100, he'll get the full salary. That's why he's not dying. I told you his shame, he's like, I'm waiting for salary. I'm like, yo. The other day he complained, he's like, you know, the problem is, I'm like, what problem do you have, old man? He's like, no, the problem is when they start the salary, they'll stop the pension. I was like, have some shame. You have spent more years in retirement than in service. You have taken more pension than work you have done. Be more concerned at 100 when they start the salary. They're like, here's your new uniform, come to the border, budhe. He's like, they can't do that. I'm like, why? He's like, disability, baby. I'm like, you can't win against this man. And it's that attitude is how we won 3 wars. Okay. Here's the thing, people don't know how to react around veterans, okay? We live in this complex. We all, those 4 aunties are there, no? Republic Day, those aunties. They found out that my granddad was alive at India's first Republic Day. So like, won't it be nice if we get Colonel Sir to come and do flag hoisting and give a speech on Republic Day? So I sit with my granddad, I help him write a speech, I type it out, I print it out, I give it to him, he gives it back. I'm like, sorry, larger font, right, justified. Those aunties told me that Republic Day celebration starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why? They're like, no, we have to start the day celebrating the Republic. And I was like, start at midnight. No, I'll be awake. But anyway, 6 o'clock in the morning, I come downstairs. My granddad's ready in a full suit. Like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? It's Republic Day. I'm giving a speech, dressed in formals. Me, my granddad, and those 4 aunties are the only ones dressed. If everybody else is in pajamas and boxes, just woken up. Like, now don't get me wrong, those aunties did like great job. They got a flagpole for we don't have one. They got one. I don't know where you get one. They got a marching band. They got like the kids to dress up to do some song and dance skits, whatever, something. Okay. I bring my granddad. They're like, we'll take your granddad to be part of the performers. You be in the audience, chill. I'm like, there are no chairs. There is no chilling. You chop and finish this off. I started celebrating the Republic at midnight. Okay, finish this off. So I was like, I'll be with my. They're like, they take my granddad. And again, don't get me wrong. Those aunties did a great job organizing everything. Okay, like flagpole, flag hoisting, marching band, song, dance, something. They just made one logistical error, one fundamental flaw in their planning. They didn't know which eye my granddad couldn't see out of. All his cues are in his blind spot. Like our man standing and smiling, they're waving on this side. They're waving. He sees me in the audience, I'm like, what happened? He's like, look that side. He's like, oh, this happened 3 more times. Finally, they realize, oh my God, he can't see from this side. We'll just shout, Colonel Sir, Colonel Sir, Colonel Sir. What a way to find out he can't hear anymore, no? That's not dark, that's half dark. Guys, come on now. Best was like years ago, we did a family holiday to China. My parents, my grandparents and I, we land in Beijing. We're eating that first meal in Beijing. I look at my granddad, he's angry while eating. Just and then it hits me. We are eating the food of the nation. In the nation. That took his eye. Whether he gave or lost is different. Out of the eyeball in the soup, I don't know what PTSD has been triggered. So I look at him like, Tata, are you okay? And he's like, Chinese food in India is better. I'm like, he's like, mainland China is better than mainland China. I'm like, that's... and I leave you guys with this one last story. I can't believe this story is relevant again. Okay. I went to law school in the UK, and while I was there, someone had this genius idea. There's an India-Pakistan cricket match. Let's get Indians and Pakistanis together to watch the match. It was not one genius, it was 2 idiots. One was the head of the Indian Student Society, the other was the head of the Pakistan Student Society. Okay? And these student societies are dedicated for Indians from India, Pakistanis from Pakistan. We've never met. Like our grandfathers fought each other. Our great-grandfathers fought together. Something happened in between, but who knows? I met them. Some of them sweet only, dude. Moderate. Like I met that president of Pakistan Student Society, not Nawaz. Sweet, one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet, and he's like, I pray 5 times a day. I read the Quran every day. I don't eat pork because of my religion, but I drink. So I go, that's what moderate means. But the head of the Indian Student Society was on Gujarati. He's like, same bro. My parents don't know I drink. I also don't eat pork, but come. These 2 idiots became friends. And they're like, we'll watch India, Pakistan. I'll get the Indians, I'll get the Pakistanis. We'll watch it in a bar. The recipe for disaster. As soon as, it'll take me less than a minute. I've just to describe the venue. As soon as you enter, it's a long rectangular room. Okay? Long rectangular room. Right side is the bar. Left side is stairs to go to the first floor. But that last wall is 2 stories long. That whole wall has been painted white. That whole wall is a screen. But the first floor is half the length of the room. There's a smaller screen and a balcony. So from a certain angle on the first floor, you can see the small screen and that big screen. Everybody understand where we are? It's important for the story. Because as soon as we walk in, we're told by the bar, India-Pakistan match happening upstairs in the small screen. Trust the Brits to unite us. No, we're like, no, we want big screen. And they're like, no, the big screen has been reserved for like the local football team is playing against the neighboring town's local football team. That match is happening on the screen. I'm like, that match is televised. Ours is a global issue. What do you mean? Like, we're more people, and the bar that day hired only Pakistani and Indian bouncers. Like, what is going on? We're all ushered up. We're like, okay, go there. Now, India-Pakistan match is happening. There's a football match happening downstairs. Now, football match ends way faster. Okay. It finished within 90 minutes. Again, all of us immediately were like, put our match. That's when we found out why vibes were very different, guys. I'll explain the vibe. Because Indians and Pakistanis, we've never met, you know. I've never met a Pakistani in my life. We've come prepared for this game. Like Indians, and just by preparation, both in terms of cricket team and audience, you can tell we're doing better. So just financially, we're doing way better. Because the Indians turned up with 7 Bluetooth speakers that can sync up. I'm talking about more than a decade ago, premium subscription for Spotify. 5 guys were splitting it, but still premium. They had a playlist ready with Chakte India and Lagan songs on loop. Okay. Anything happens positive for India in the match, suddenly in surround sound, you hear Chakte. Pakistan is like, what is going on? Right? Now, you can just tell Pakistan, they don't have the same resources. Right? Like we came with equipment and Bollywood music. They brought their own band. Their lack of resources made them more creative. Okay? It was a band called 3 J's. 3 dudes called Junaid. One guy can play the guitar, one guy can beatbox, the other guy can rap and sing. Very talented. Dude, their songs are also homemade. At that time, there was a very popular song called Black and Yellow by a rapper called Wiz Khalifa. It goes black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. They made their own version for the Pakistan national cricket team going Hara Pila, Hara Pila, Hara Pila. The only problem was their cricket team is not as creative. India is doing too well. We finished the playlist 20 times already. Now we're rooting for Pakistan saying, do something so we can hear your music. At one point, 2 Indians walked up to 3 J's and they were like, bro, we'll pay you. Change the lyrics to Neela Neela, sing for us only, no. I saw at a grassroots level, Bollywood and Pakistan Coke Studio coming together in front of my eyes. Okay? Very heartwarming moment. Now, as soon as that football match ended, we're ready. Okay? That's when we found out whoever runs this bar, genius. Okay? Because they knew these local whites, whether they win or lose, whatever is around them is being chucked at the screen. That's why they got that screen. Well, it had nothing to do with the size of the screen, it's because their screen is made out of concrete. Now I'm like, no need for India-Pakistan match. I've got balcony seats and I'm watching beer mugs, chairs, ashtrays. 3 guys throw a table at that screen. Right? But you also have to understand what kind of whites these are. They're not the ones that Hollywood shows us. Okay? These are those cholesterol-ladled, diabetic, whiskey in beer, chugging, red meat eating, diabetic whites. Their rage lasts 1.5 minutes. Because 90 seconds of and then all of them collectively went. Now, at the exact moment that they paused, something happened in the India-Pakistan match. To this date, I still don't know what happened. Wicket boundary, don't know. Okay? Half the brown people cheered. Which half? Don't know. Okay? But half the brown people cheered, and the whites downstairs think that the browns are cheering their loss. So now they start chucking everything up. It was like missiles of beer mugs landing on us, right? Again, trust the whites to unite us. Right? Me and Junaid are hugging each other. I was like, oh, this is what it must be to be like in Gaza. Just empathy. My favorite was there was one old white guy. He 100% had arthritis. He couldn't reach. So he's pointing at people in the balcony and then throwing it down. Now again, like I said, that's why they hired Pakistani Indian bouncers, not to target us, to protect us. Because as soon as the whites started targeting us, the bouncers come and start beating them up and kicking them out one by one, dragging them out. Again, what a beautiful sight, no? So just picture that, a bunch of brown people watching from a balcony as brown bouncers beat the shit out of white, drunk, poor people. I was like, guys, if you can organize this once a month, keep the Kohinoor. Because I realized the British not good to us, for us. You understand the difference? To and for. Like every time a politician says he's doing something for me, I think he's doing something to me. To and for, right? British not good to us, good for us. I'll give you an example. As soon as the British came to India, they saw 4 brown people in the corner and they're like, "Oi, coolies, we're gonna take your land, your wealth, and your women and beat you all up equally." And our first reaction was, what do you mean equally? We are not equals. I'm upper caste, he's lower caste, that's Muslim. We don't even talk about that 4th fellow, okay? And we confused the British like, but you're all brown. And we were like, we hadn't thought of ourselves as a we until they pointed it out. Not good to us, for us. Last story, I'll tell you. I made a Pakistani friend in law school while I was there. One night we went to a bar to get drunk. Okay? There's an Indian getting drunk, there's a Pakistani getting drunk. So obviously we got into this intense geopolitical discussion about cricket. It wasn't a discussion, it was like India is the best, no, Pakistan's the best, no, India is the best, no, Pakistan's the best. Then we giggled our asses about how Bangladesh hasn't won a World Cup. Like we found our unity. And my Pakistani friend says, these Bangladeshis, they're crazy about cricket and they're crazy about fish too. That's when a Bangladeshi from another table gets up and goes, yo, I heard that fish remark. That's how we knew he was Bangladeshi. That's another brown guy. Comes out and was like, wasn't for the fact that I'm here with my girl, I'd call my boys up and beat you 2 Pakis up. My Pakistani friend's like, oh yeah, I'll call my boys and beat you and your boys up. And I'm like, how dare you call me a Paki? Bangladeshi is confused. He's like, what? Pakistani is like, what's wrong with being a Pakistani? It's better than being a Bangladeshi. I was like, I didn't say that. He said, I'm not a Paki, I'm an Indian from India. Bangladeshi is like, so what? I hate Pakis, I hate Indians. I'm like, I didn't even start that. India is the best. Pakistan, hey, no, Pakistan is the best. Now Bangladesh, hey, no, Bangladesh is the best. Now we're in an argument where India is the best, no, Pakistan is the best, Bangladesh is the best, no, India is the best, Pakistan. We got kicked out of the bar by a white bartender. That's when we realized this identity crisis that the 3 of us were facing was manufactured by these white people. Let's go to another bar and drink. And we did because we realized the British, not good to us, for us. Thank you. Try collectively, no. All right, that's been my time, guys. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much for having me.
Check. Give Arnav a huge round of applause. Arnav, please come back on stage. We would love to honor you. Please, please, please join us. To all of you out there, that was our last bit. I request Ms. Tamanna to please come forward and hand over token of appreciation to Arnav. Give him a huge round of applause. I'm sure all of you had a great set of 30 minutes. Thank you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a huge round of applause. Come on, you guys deserve it. Come on, you guys deserve it for being here with us nice and early in the morning on a Saturday, being a part of an exciting community event. I'm sure all of you enjoyed the last bit. Now, to all of you, what is the next step? Did you guys have a good time at the event? Yes? You remember what Tamanna mentioned early in the morning? To give what? Yes. It's a month of a lot of hard work that is going here. Thank you so much for making it. And in Bangalore, today we had about 350 plus turn-ups. That is a massive number. I think you guys deserve a huge round of applause for that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, pump the music. And I was Samaira Khan, your host, signing off. I hope all of you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a feedback. Thank you.